thanks to Deborah Richardson with Djakovic. So, and Rocker there being picked up by Trent Carroll. So they're the matchups early. There's Malloy, and he's got Darren Glass on his second game for the year. So let's see how it all works out. Gardner and McKee in the ruck. First kick for Collingwood. O'Brien to centre half forward. Nick Davis there. Andrew Williams onto him very hard. So Williams may have Davis. Terrific hands, O'Brien to Lockyer. And that lovely kicking style gets to half forward to Clement. Just couldn't quite complete the mark. Handball back okay from Glass, who had put his kick as a poor one.
And that was just so disappointing because Wirrapunda had more time than that. And what about O'Brien? He had the first two possessions of the game. He's had the first kick and the first handball.
Malloy from the pocket from half forward finds Fraser on the lead.
A little bit too easy, that.
It's about 50 metres out.
And have a look at in the goal square. Anthony Rocker and Chris Tarrant. Tarrant on the lead. Anthony back in the goal square.
Already Dermot and Robert Walls at the floodings for West Coast. There's not one West Coast playing there forward 50.
Fraser's kick, not bad, and it's going to be a behind. Yes, Dipper's point's a good one. They'd all got back in a hurry. It maybe a night of containment early to try and keep themselves in the game for a while here.
Just saw the young fella on screen there, Josh Fraser. Travis Gasper, he sizes up pretty well on him. He's 195 centimetres, Travis Gasper, so he's got a bit of height, not as much as Josh.
Kemp with the headgear on, got it from Colliker. The kick to Taylor. Is it out on the full? Just touched, I think, on the way through. It wasn't much in it. Is he all right, Taylor? He's picked himself up, or he's a pretty tough nut. He's had a reasonable year. So right on the line, so pretty good call probably. Gardner worked underneath it from Fraser. Dermot, we talked about Fraser and Gardner, Woolsey and myself in the opener. We'd love to see them together a bit tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're both young men, but Gardner obviously is so much more experienced than the kid Fraser. But he's not a bad body player either, Gardner.
Kick to centre wing. Rocker went really early there against Carroll. Morrison, who's got a bit to prove tonight. He was put out of the team, and he's a big night for him as well.
Well, Chad Morrison had plenty of possessions in the first half of the year. He was one of the Eagles' better players statistically, but Ken Judge obviously not all that impressed. He was dropped. He was a State of Origin player for Victoria a couple of years back. Clement playing on Morrison tonight.
So McKee to do it with Gardner and got rid of him pretty easily, and then got around Kemp to O'Brien. Woolsey's talked about his impressive start. His boot went nearly as far as the ball there. He's going to have to retrieve that in a hurry. Toe poke from Malloy, and then with some strength. O'Brien's only got one boot, no boot on his right foot right now, and he found it a bit hard to purchase, but they did all right in the end. Brodie Holland gets it back. Tyson Lane decides to go long. Fraser caught underneath. Clever mark at the end by Carroll back there. Gasper, I should say.
Gasper.
He is a fair size. First time I've seen him.
Yep, he's a big kid, isn't he?
So they did all right. Kick to Djakovic. You'd love Djakovic to turn the clock back tonight with Matera, wouldn't you? It'll be a contest. So Peter to Phil, brother to brother.
There's got a bit of pace up in the forward line here.
Cummings worked underneath. No free kick. Just has to make a great contest every time. Nick Davis has turned it over. Wirrapunda's sloppy. So two possessions Wirrapunda, one out on the full, that one sloppy.
He's better than that, and he had a bit of time there, and it just goes to show that his confidence must be down because he's just rushed himself both times he's got that football. And O'Brien, well, his boots, the boots kept up with the football for about 40 metres.
So half forward right, Djakovic making a good contest there. Christian Giacomo just gets a little handball. Tyson Lane playing down back in the last 3 or 4 weeks, where he's just starting to make a name for himself for Collingwood. Boundary throw in. Djakovic.
Clean break if they get it away from here.
He gets the handball back and then goes to Kemp. He's a good finisher. 30 metres out. Oh, not coming back enough.
Wolsey and I were talking just off the air a few minutes ago. This bloke on screen, if he was a Victorian and you focused on him as much as, Victorian guys who've been on the western seaboard, he is just about one of the all-time greats, that bloke, Dean Kemp. We don't realise on the eastern states how good he is. Has been as well.
Yep, Lockyer to Loney. Presti out wide. Solid contributor. Tarrant's come right up the ground. Well played, Tarrant. To Freeborn. Archie's back. tackle from Taylor was quick and then put another one on, but they're able to work at Collingwood. They haven't panicked. They've done all right. Wakeland, clever kick. They set up. We know Loney loves to run and can go bang. Little kick's a beauty to Holland. It was soft, wasn't it?
It was a kick for touch. Just keep coming at the football and you'll be able to mark it. It was a wonderful kick, but it was Shane Wakeland who took that ball off half back, and his opponent Cummings was 60 metres away from him, and that's pretty hard for Wirrapunda to get a spoil on a pass like that. Brodie Holland's been a good player for Collingwood since coming over from the Dockers, and Bruce, we mentioned pre-game, the recruiting by Collingwood for this season has been first rate.
You look at the recycled players, Holland, Malloy, Clement, Wakeland, Steinford, they've all worked for them, haven't they?
They've all done very well for them, haven't they? Holland gets a lot of the ball early in every match and a little bit late. He dies in the second and third quarter. It'd be good if he could put 4 together.
Can he put 4 goals together? He's got his first. Twice this year he's kicked 3 against Melbourne and also Fremantle. 3's a good night for Holland. 4 would be a terrific night, wouldn't it?
That'd be icing on the cake for him, you know, to put 4 on the board for him. Because I don't think he's done that at Collingwood, has he? But he's an exceptionally good set shot. Have a look at his action here. And that's as good as it gets.
So not a good start for Wirrapunda. Goal to Holland and a couple of mistakes early. There's Gardner. Collingwood doing the scoring. Kemp hitting the post at the other end.
Eagles are getting good supply into their forward line. They just can't get it within about 40 metres of goal.
Gardner to Cousins to Kemp. I'm going to have to say those 3 names a lot tonight if they're going to be competitive. The kick to half forward. Some good courage from Kerr coming from nowhere there. Their 18-year-old. Ball slapped out. Kemp, fantastic balance. Brilliantly played to Cousins. Legged in the end. Should get a free kick.
How did Kempy get that off?
Advantage to Taylor to fall forward. Cummings, Wakeland, Freeborn. Wakeland with a bit of toe on Cummings there. Finds on. Kemp was great, wasn't he?
But he was taken to ground and he actually still unloaded the handball without panicking, without firing it, and still found the target. Rupert Batheris leading the Collingwood bench off there in a bit of a warm-up run.
He can spend some time there too, Batheris. He often sits it out for a while.
He's a troubleshooter for them, isn't he?
Jones, well done. Embley held up. Philip Matera goal. That's what they needed. A good start.
He's going to have to kick some goals tonight, Philip Matera. And just before, when he got on the lead, about 5 minutes ago, he got onto a good, quick lead. And it just, not the big guys like Cummings, but these types of blokes in the forward line, the small blokes, need to expose pace in the back line of Collingwood.
Djakovic in the ruck will worry Mark Richardson with his strength, and it was Djakovic's hit into space, into the forward line, that set up that goal for the Eagles.
Let them run freely towards goal too, without being goal-side of them all. So a basic error there by Freeborn.
He's only kicked 3 goals in his last 5 matches, Philip Matera, so he's due for a bag. He can do it. We've seen him have some big nights at the MCG on a Friday night. Gardner doing well.
Likes this ground too, Matera.
Like Djakovic early too, German. I reckon he started well. So Morrison, so some signs here very early.
Signs of courage. Morrison there, head down. Kerr's courage at the football, and Kemp, of course.
Cummings, the target. Just couldn't quite take control. Loney puts Fraser under a lot of pressure. It's a good handball off a standing start from Fraser. He had no momentum up. Wakeland to Fraser to Lucuria. Tries to draw the man. Peter Matera, well done Fraser to block him. And Lucuria runs too far, I reckon, the last time. Doesn't matter. Kicks to full forward. Push out against Rocker. No free kick. Comes back to Carroll. Carroll delivers to Cousins a bit high, but Cousins stretches and marks. Had to work hard, Cousins, this year, hasn't he? Look at Djakovic working for him now. He doesn't go that way.
Well, that's good umpiring, consistent umpiring.
Fraser, they got rid of Embley. Back to Mark Richardson. Mark Richardson to Tarrant. Well done, Colliker. Wirrapunda, can he get hold of it? It crashes away from him. Left foot Holland. Will it bounce the right way? Malloy goal.
Well, the tackle put on Colliker made that goal. Sometimes you talk about some of the efforts involved in pure skill or courage to win a game of football. But when you see on screen somebody tackle and force the ball free for the Crummers, look at that there. That's the tackle by Davis. Well done by young Davis there. He's forced that goal. And yeah, good finishing off there. Good spot up. Having a look at himself on screen there, Jared.
Looking good, Jared.
Yeah, he's looking all right.
He's had a terrific start to his career at Collingwood. Third club, there's Braun, Wooden, Chambers and Cox. The interchange for the Eagles. So 13-7. Bright start to the match. Gardner doing well in the ruck. McKee to go with him. Gardner, Cousins again. Kerr, what a likely type he is. Youngest to have played this year. Kemp to centre half forward. Embley, one hand in the end. He probably should have taken the mark. Lucuria under pressure. Loney did well, kept his head down. Philip Matera to put pressure on Wakeland. Freeborn, good ballet skills to be a free kick coming back, I think, to Freeborn.
Young Embley, he will look back at that and say to himself, why did I just go one-handed? I probably thought I was going to get locked up with the hand I was fending off with. Two hands, son. It's better to be not flashy and get the ball and kick the goal rather than take the one-hander and be only a half chance.
Good view from the back of Lockyer. We saw what was in front of him. Terrence shown tonight is prepared to come right up the ground.
Typical Tarrant, Mark. He'll get a 50-metre penalty too, Bruce. He just leads into the ball. He takes uncontested marks, at least 8 or 9 a game. And he just covered a lot of ground. Now, did the umpire say that was forced out of his hands?
Yeah, very unlucky against West Coast, the 50-metre there.
Found Anthony Rocker. Yes, it seemed to slip from Terrence Graffs, didn't it? And Collickers copped the full blame.
Foot skills of the Magpies early in this game have been very good. They've been able to hit targets.
Said earlier, Rockers had 2 terrific matches. 6 goals against Carlton and 4 against Melbourne, both on big stages at the MCG. He's had his down moments. He was dropped for Fremantle round 2, has come bursting back. I feel as if he has taken another step forward this season. Can he do it consistently? It's a great kick, we know that. 2 steps, bang, goal. Well, their goal kickers are amongst them. Holland, Malloy and Rocker Early.
Danger sign, that. In fact, he's still got to put disposals against his name. He's got to get those possessions against his name after half-time. That's when we really know he started to really grab this game.
Collicker very much asleep guarding that mark.
Three to 1, the Eagles out of the centre. Cousins, Morrison, Kemp doing some damage there.
And I like the idea of the Eagles having Peter Matera, Phil Matera and Djakovic up forward. They are good players, and if they can get it there quickly, they might just be able to get a 4 or 5 goal first quarter.
They're still saying we want to win the game, aren't they?
Gardner
Terrific.
again winning it. Toe poke from Kemp to Cousins to Gardner. They're working well in the centre. Now Cummings had 3 or 4 cracks at it. They've been hard balls admittedly, and again Freeborn that time mopping up to the boundary line.
I agree with you, Derm. I reckon the players themselves, Peter Matera, Philip Matera, Djakovic, they'd be pretty excited about playing in the forward line, coming over here to Melbourne, complete underdogs, but they've got a chance to kick some goals and win the game for their team.
They've won too many games as a unit, haven't they, to not have belief. All they just needs that little bit of excitement. There's a hold
free
on
kick
play
to
there.
Djakovic has got it against Mark Richardson.
You know what he's done there? He's shoved him out of the area, and Richardson has panicked then and grabbed onto the jumper. Whether he shoved him away with not intending to touch the ball, let's have a look, Wolsey.
Well, he's just got his hand on Djakovic's jumper at the front, but this is a plus for the Eagles because Djakovic's strength in the ruck contest will worry Mark Richardson. What Mickey Malthouse has to do is send McKee into his back line to do the ruck work for the Maggies.
Djakovic in front, good kick, a goal.
Well, that's work. A little bit of a bemused Mick there, looking at that one.
Well, Mick told Dipper, the Big Dipper, about the Djakovic move. He's got so much respect for Djakovic, Mick Malthouse, too, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He just held onto his jumper there, and the umpire, Johnny Harvey, the umpire, caught it, and Johnny doesn't miss a trick.
And the goal results, so the Eagles stay in touch. So Philip Matera and Glenn Djakovic, the goal scorers for the Eagles. They've won the centre square, 4 to 1. O'Brien got the first, but it's been the Eagles ever since. Good bounce. Gardner just timing a bit better than McKee. Cousins has been terrific. Another kick away to half forward. Richardson over Djakovic there. Collingwood reading it well. Kemp so important to Djakovic. Hasn't gone far enough. He's in trouble now, the big fella. Gets it to Embley. Back to Djakovic.
Good vision.
Yeah, and Cousins read it well. And then Cousins on the left. Cummings. Oh, just poking a hand out there was Lucuria.
Great tackle.
Foot pace.
Lane. Lockyer loves to run with it. He is so creative, Lockyer. He hates to waste a footy. He might have just timed this beautifully. Davis tried to read it. Williams banged it onto the boot. That's a good sign. Williams attacked it. Davis was sort of using the ability to hang back. Lockyer's tackle was good. Djakovic getting amongst it. To Morrison. To Embley. Embley's kick to the front of the goals. Can Cummings make it? He can't. Philip Matera goal. He's brilliant at that.
That goal was affected up here on the wing. Now, the kick, James Clement, has been very good for Collingwood, but when he ran to that contest, he was going to be able to put a fist on the ball. And what actually happened, he took his eyes off the ball and looked to the men he was going to run into, consequently didn't go to the contest, looked for, I suppose, a crumbing situation rather than full-blooded charge it. Ball gets turned over, goes the other way, and a goal results.
And Collingwood just playing ducks and drakes with their centre square. They've got 5 players in there at the moment. Lockyer drops out.
Nathan Buckley on screen.
Yeah, Buckley watching. Josh Fraser almost went in, and they've done that a couple of times this year. Had 2 ruckmen in at the centre bounce.
So 5-1 the Eagles. Cousins has taken it out 3 times now in this opening term. Gardner dominating. The Eagles going well here. I know it's all square on the board, but you feel as if they're in front, don't you, Taylor? Shocking kick, terrible kick. Cummings might be lucky. Onto the boot, rolling. Bad break.
Well, Richie sold himself into trouble there, little Richie Taylor. He was looking for a lead, but the numbers had got back into the forward line. And in the end, the mongrel kick that came forward was to Gardner's advantage.
Tarkin Lockyer doing the kicking in.
Sorry,
and,
Cummings.
Such a reliable kick.
Clement, Cousins 7 possessions early. Just down at the toe straps and forced out on the forward.
Djakovic had 6 possessions to this stage of the game, only 17 minutes in. Cousins has been their #1 possession getter all year.
8 coming up for Cousins.
Dimatina doing the tagging job on him. He may well be relieved. Steinford could get the job.
She's built up Cousins, hasn't he? Look at those arm muscles now as he kicks to centre half forward. Punch away from Fraser was very effective. Pressure Giacomo. O'Brien, the tackle good. West Coast are onto them quickly, aren't they?
They're tackling very well inside their own forward 50. Now, you mentioned they're a bit confused in the middle, the man-ups, the match-ups of Collingwood. We see O'Brien get taken to ground by the big fella, Djakovic, and you wouldn't like him on your back, I can tell you right now. Look, they've got Gardner, Kemp and Cousins are always in there. They're just rotating that 4th one. Should be easy to pick up.
Nick Davis. Long kick to full forward. Wakunda, well done.
That's a good man.
And a lovely spot up to Kerr.
Got 2 on the wing.
Uses the front one in Taylor. He's got Gardner a bit short though. He's going to probably have to go to Peter Matera. Good kick. That is a great kick to Peter Matera.
And a good lead by Matera. He ran from centre half forward to the boundary line on the flank.
Double change by the West Coast Eagles. Chambers and Braun both come on at the same time.
Embley and Kerr off, Dermot.
Gee, there's one loose. Josh Fraser gave up on the chase. That's not good play by Fraser.
Travis Gasper.
Yeah, well, Gasper and Fraser have been running all over the field. Gasper's, and you'll just see there, Fraser a metre or 2 behind. He gives up on the chase.
Does too.
And young Gasper deserves to get what he got.
Yeah, 195 centimetres, listed at 84 kilograms. I reckon that was a couple of years ago. It's a bit bigger than that.
Tough kick from the pocket. He's done it really well. I reckon he might have got it home. He has.
Well, he's a good athlete. He covered the ground very, very well then. And Dimatina coming off. He's had a bit of a job on Dean Kemp. And Kemp's been finding it. 5 possessions already.
And here we see that lead again. Young Gasper, Fraser behind, gives up on the chase. And a nice pass from Peter Matera. And he deserved to kick a goal from a pretty tight angle.
Dimatina off, on comes Ben Johnson.
3 foot passes that were marked uncontested, starting from the half-back flank, inside forward 50, and a goal resultant. That's not a good thing for Collingwood to stomach.
Aubrey, the only player for Collingwood to have taken out of the centre. Cousins has done it 3 times for the Eagles. Almost got his hands on it. Braun there. Gardner down low. Terrific tackle. McKee's handball was good. Kick by Clement to full forward. Collingwood did well. Nick Davis, and well played Williams in the end. Forcing through. She can judge to have Djakovic firing, Cousins firing, Gardner firing, a bit from the materials. This is a good start.
It's a great start. It's a great start. Let's watch Tarrant. He's guarding the kick in. And then he keeps a close eye on Wirrapunda to make sure Wirrapunda doesn't come up for the 1-2.
I'm with you on that, Bruce. I reckon that's good coaching based on the personality traits that you know of those players. He needed to excite his good players to say, yeah, I'm going to have a real dig.
Fraser got rid of Gardner cleverly, then rocketed Johnson, has just come off interchange. Probing kick to centre half forward. Eagles everywhere where Punda takes a nice mark. He's settled, hasn't he?
Off 2 boys, and Rupert Theris on.
Thanks, Dipper. Poor kick with Punda. They've got the numbers though. Peter Matera comes back into the corridor. Oh, cut off the handball. Lockyer. Then he gives it up to Gasper. Good play by Malloy. Punda, this will be exciting. Goes to ground to Williams. Well done. A good spot up wide. Here's a chance. Cousins away. Needs to use it. Not a great kick into a bit of space. Toe poke didn't work for Freeborn. Chambers, Djakovic sprayed it, unfortunately.
And that was such an important shot for goal for the West Coast Eagles. They worked hard. Cousins is now being tagged by Tarkin Lockyer. Dimatina
Matera coming off there, boys. He's injured.
Gee, did you pick it up, Dipper? What was wrong with him? Because he started the game really well.
No, I can't tell you as yet, Robert.
Let's hope it's not groin. It's sort of, he looks a bit sore, doesn't he, in that area?
Well, Travis Gasper, the boy who
look
kicked
at
the
his knee now,
goal.
boys. Sorry, Joe. Look at his knee now. His right knee.
Well, let's hope it's all right. He covers the ground well, Travis Gasper, but we saw one of his weaknesses. If he's got any weaknesses, he's very slow hand to foot when he got tackled before.
Loney's kick in eventually gets to the line. There's Peter Matera.
That was Darren Gasper you mentioned.
Travis Gasper.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of Darren. Darren's a little bit the same.
He's a
An
bit similar.
awkward drop of the ball.
I tell you what, if he turns out half as good.
If he's got the courage of his older brother, he'll be a beauty.
Absolutely.
Don't forget the internet. You can find out all about those inside 50s. 13-10 they are at the moment for West Coast at the end of the play. Not sure if Darren would have kicked the goal that Travis kicked earlier tonight. That was a pretty good kick.
That's not a bad call, because Darren's ball would have swung right across the goal front that way. There's a couple of happy punters out there cheering their team on.
So Eagles by 7 points.
Eagles dominating the midfield battle. 36 possessions to Collingwood's 21.
Well done.
Hacked out of the air for the Maggies to Rocker. Well done, Gasper. Only as far as Matheras. Quickly onto the boot. Tarrant, Colliker. Well umpire. Good contest. Well, couldn't have taken on by everybody. Fraser, hands and knees. Malloy with strength to Fraser. Just misses.
He's strong over it, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. But the strength of Malloy there to dish the ball out in that heavy traffic. Just terrific stuff. Now, let's see. Did he mark it, Doom?
No, there was somebody else's hand. That's good umpiring. But Malloy's strength over the ball is just so strong once he gets his body over it.
Colliker, not a good kick. That's a poor effort. And Rocker's taken a strong mark, but he had all the favours.
Well, that's one of his the weak aspects of Michael Colliker's game. He's not a good kick. Brave as they come in the air.
Nick Davis a target, becoming more of a target as his career blossoms. Rupert Matheras went the wrong way, I felt, in the end. Back to Lane. Lane in the pocket. We know he's a goal kicker from his Western Bulldogs days. Just misses. Not bad from there.
I reckon it's the last we'll see of Peter Matera tonight there, boys. His left thigh's heavily bandaged. We'll keep up to date at quarter time.
That's a shame, Dipper. It really is. That's what's in front of Wapunda here. Just important, you reckon, for the Eagles to hold the lead. Remember the Adelaide last week against Essendon got themselves into a leading position and couldn't hold it late?
It was like it was such a huge, enormous effort physically to get there that they couldn't sustain it. Well, the Eagles are tackling pretty hard. It's taxing them whether they can sustain it to take it up to Collingwood. Collingwood seem like they can have the answers here, but at the moment they're a little bit headless. They're a little bit leaderless at the moment, Collingwood.
Dipper, is a blood rule, Kemp, do you know?
Yes, it is, Bruce.
And Ben Johnson off too with the blood rule.
So Wapunda wide, just sort of hoping a bit. Colliker nearly, well played. Uses Cousins.
Keep possessions.
What a quarter he's having. Here's Kerr. Kerr kicks to half forward. Freeborn, just not a good kick. Djakovic did terrifically well there against Mark Richardson, and then forces the ball out of place. Having
He's
a wonderful
enjoying it.
first quarter, isn't he?
Yes.
He's really enjoying it, Wolsey.
Look, I agree with you, Derb. Players don't always get excited about playing if they feel they're not in the right position or whatever, but I reckon he's come here to Colonial tonight saying, gee, I want to show people I'm still a good player.
Williams, now Djakovic, and Richardson, and the ball up.
You just get the feeling Big
you-
Jacka just wants to actually scrap it out with someone.
Did you play against Djakovic?
Yeah, played on him a couple of times. We're obviously right at the end. Yeah, even then he wasn't as big as he is now, but enormously strong.
You also think he might want to put a show on for Mickey as well?
A lot
Yep.
of respect there,
Yeah.
not there?
That's a good call.
Half forward. Eagles attacking. Loney. Quick kick by Steinford. Morrison, well, it was bad luck because Carroll's knocked him over. Malloy takes advantage. Does he? Left foot very wide to Tarrant. Pretty clever player, Tarrant. What does he do here? Collingwood with him. He doesn't try too much. Tarrant goes back to Patheris. No mark paid. Looked like he had it under control. Maybe a bit stiff. Ball comes out the back to Chambers. Chambers kicks it down the line. Taylor keeps down low. Just too much on it for Taylor. To Holland. Steinford through the centre. Lucuria, neat kick, finds Tarrant.
Well, he wrong-footed Colliker, then he ran back to goal. Mick Colliker thought he was going back that way, and then he took off the double reverse, double back. Can I put any more superlatives in there? And he just wrong-footed him. He ran up, and Mick Colliker knew he'd lost him.
And Lucuria on the left foot just pulls the kick and again enables Tarrant to run into space to take the mark. Good play, Lucuria. Foot skills of the Magpies have improved out of sight over the last 12 months.
So Malloy, Rocker, Holland, the goal scorer so far. Tarrant joins them.
Puts him a point ahead.
And the key players we talked about in that preview, they're key forwards, and your matchup too, Dermot. They're playing pretty well for Collingwood, aren't they?
Yeah, they're doing all right. Their key forwards, as you say, Bruce, are going okay. Just couldn't pull up in time, Trent Carroll. Steinford, the handball over the top. Lucuria does run well off the back line, though, and with Matera going off the ground now, who was Lucuria's opponent, he's going to feel a little bit more comfortable taking the risks and running down the ground to be a creator.
Peter Matera, the big story there on the interchange. Collingwood lead by a point. Gardner dominating the centre clearances here.
Peter Matera, 227 AFL games.
Cousins and Gardner again. Cousins seemed to cop a high tackle, no free kick. Steinford back to centre half forward. Rocker tacked it pretty well, but they were onto him. Here's Wooden. Only his second game for the year. He came into the team last match. Good looking kick to Phil Matera. He had to wait a while, but it was well placed. Matera didn't fall over. Almost took it through. Cummings gets it back. Taylor, high tackle, no. Now he's in. Yes, it was. I thought it was early, and then I thought not paid. He'll be in trouble if he hangs on to it, and he's got it.
I mean, Cousins in trouble, boys. Get a camera on Cousins.
Cousins in trouble, Dipper?
In the centre square.
What's he had, Cousins? He's had 10 possessions, 3 marks.
Collingwood supporters not at all happy with that decision. They just saw it on the replay and we heard the boos.
Bit of sympathy there for McKee, 199 centimetres and Taylor 174, so pretty hard for a big bloke to get down to a small man.
Kicks the goal.
That's a tough call.
Cousins are key here. I mean, Matera off the ground. Cousins absolutely dominating with Gardner in the centre of the ground in this opening turn.
Let's have a look. He jumps into Rocker here.
Well, he's given him a bit of everything, a bit of bash and crash. Anthony, he collided with David Swartz last game that Collingwood played, and that was the end of Swartz. He gave him a corky in the buttock.
Well, there's a lot happening on the bench here too, because Kemp's not back on the ground at the moment, and they're working on his hamstrings here. Probably wait until quarter time, and Cousins now moved up forward.
Yeah, he's gone for a bit of a spell. Ryan Loney alongside him there. That Anthony Rocker must be a hard man, Dermot.
He's pretty big unit, isn't he?
He's done a bit of damage when you talk like that, Wolsey. Jones tried to get it. Kerr got it to Jones. Taylor, well played Lockyer. Then the tackle by Taylor. To the bad sign for West Coast. So Peter Matera out. Dean Kemp being worked on. Cousins to the forward pocket. It's been symbolic of their year, hasn't it, with injuries?
Well, Kemp is always on and off the ground. wonderful player that he is. He's getting his hamstrings worked on there. I guess he'll come back on, but you just wonder how long he can continue to play when he's on and off the ground like that.
Yeah, well, that's the way they go into every match with him. You're not going to get 100 minutes or the full 120 minutes out of him these days.
He's had 5 posies already, Kemp, in the short time he was out there. Aubrey good to Lockyer. Lane had to search for it. Rocker, clever enough. Carroll, pressure on now. Held up okay. Carroll's spot up was very good. Taylor probably didn't have to go to Wood. Lockyer, great tackle. Paul Taylor's vision was poor there to put him under pressure. Lockyer back into the corridor. Malloy to Steinfort. Just a bit of a Hail Mary kick. Where's Tarrant? It's down the ground. Down the ground against Taylor.
And what a magnificent tackle we saw by Tarkin Lockyer. There's only been 10 tackles in the entire first quarter. And we'll just have a look here. Tarkin Lockyer just comes in, wraps up Wooden. Geez, that's a good tackle. And his second effort, he gets up and knocks the ball along. Now, he really hits to hurt. But it's been a pretty free-flowing game.
Brodie Holland with a chance, eh?
Did pretty well, the kid there, when he dished off Wooden too, to actually keep presence of mind after being clobbered.
Right behind him, it's fading. He's missed it.
He got clobbered there, Wooden, didn't he? A great tackle, one that hurt. And he still was able to think, oh, if I don't dish it off, get it out of there, I'm in trouble. Richie Taylor, he was dirty on himself for giving away that poor disposal, and he took it out on, well, attempted to take it out on Malloy, cost the team a free kick.
Collingwood set up a zone defence. They might force Wirrapunda to kick long, and Collingwood will work to punch it back.
Fraser and Gardner. Gee, Gardner, what a first turn.
Well, Fraser gave up front position, and, well, he got in front. He should have stayed behind the big fella and just got a fist into it and sent it back.
Tarrant doing a lot of work to match up with Wirrapunda. Djakovic at the back now. Braun's wide. Djakovic, not a good result. We know what he was thinking, but it wasn't the result.
That's it. Look, you do know what he's thinking. He's thinking to himself, look, I've got to play within the limitations. I can't pick it up off the ground like a Matera or a Kemp, so just shovel it forward if I can. And lo and behold, he gets too much purchase on it.
Ryan Loney having to take the kick.
Now, if you looked at this right now, there's a direct line down the ground of players. They're going to split out wide
Space
or
to lead
inboard.
into.
Yeah, direct line behind the player with the ball.
Just good coaching. Good coaching. Just a line of players, and then Collingwood break wide into space.
Single file line, wasn't it? Well worked.
Carroll doing well. Got to the front on Rocker. Their young defenders are going all right. They just don't intimidate the West Coast like they used to physically, do they?
No. No, they don't. I mean, look, someone like the kid Carroll here, he's from the Dockers. He's been maligned in the West, you know, talking about his ability playing and that, but he's done very well tonight. Hopefully the kid goes on and makes a real statement.
Williams has kicked to the hot spot at centre half forward. Shane Wakeman has got the better of Cummings in this early part of the match. Loney gets it from Lane. He's on his wrong side, but he does all right to Aubrey. He does very well, Loney.
He's their #1 rebound player, Ryan Loney. A magnificent effort for a first-year player. He's the one who takes it out of Collingwood's defensive 50 more than anyone else.
And the siren sounds with West Coast having won the first quarter. They'd only won 3 first quarters in their first 11 matches. So that's an improvement. 4-5 to 5-3. It was an entertaining opening term. Ken Judge, so much to be pleased about, but a bit to be worried about too with the injuries. We'll catch up with all that shortly. You're watching the big Friday night game on the Big Sports Network.
It's out there at the centre bounce. Peter Matera looks like he won't take any further part, and that's sad. But they've just dominated at the centre bounces, 7-3 the Eagles' way.
Let's see what the trend is here. Second quarter Friday night footy. Gardner, Kemp, not really a clearance, but they did touch it. Aubrey, he's the one that's important for Collingwood in there. Clement hates to waste a footy.
Clever kick, wasn't it?
It was to Steinfort. Lockyer with those little legs running fast and that mind working overtime.
Well done.
Terrific stuff by Williams at the back. Not the first time we've done it. Oh, Kemp's turn was outstanding. He pirouetted to Morrison. Lovely skills from Morrison. Taylor has been busy. Taylor's kick is a very, very promising one to centre half forward. Embley couldn't make the mark. Ball comes back from Batheris. Well done to Freeborn, to McKee, to Batheris. Through the heart of the centre square. Loads it up. Where's Tarrant? He's not there yet. Collicker. Here's Tarrant at the back. Has a miss. Malloy has a shot and out of play.
Gee, I reckon Ken Judge would probably send out the runner to Michael Collicker and say, You just come over the top and clear it out of that area. Even if you back yourself to mark it, I don't care. You back yourself to clear it with a big fist. Kept it in the corridor and dangerous.
Forward pocket, Fraser using front spot there, wanting a free kick against Gasper. Wapunda gets it from Glass.
Good link.
Takes Rocker on. He has to bounce it now. He does. The whistle will come up to the umpire's mouth just as he bounced the ball. Carroll got a reasonable bounce in the end. Got himself into a bit of a pickle and then kicks it badly to Bathiris. Not good play. Mark taken by Bathiris.
You really think his way through the traffic all that well there, Bruce? Just got to give the first option.
Holland up the ground a bit. Good kick to Tarrant. Gee, that was clean.
Just a beautiful kick, and Tarrant is one of the best leaders in the AFL, and here they go again with the short foot pass, just a little bit too short there, but they really try to set each other up inside 50. 7 marks to 1 in 50 to Collingwood.
O'Brien, also a good kick to Nick Davis, had a terrific attempt. Nick Davis, brilliantly done. He is a sharpshooter. He got very high. That's an outstanding individual goal. You just know that this kid is going to be a very good footballer, don't you?
Well, you do. He's got the moves and he's got the confidence, Dermot. He comes from a great football family. We see him here. He almost marks that, and then his recovery is so quick, able to sidestep, push off a player, and then has the composure to put the ball on the angle. He knew what he was doing all the way. He is a footballer.
So 5-5 to 5-3. They love a goal in that Davis family. He likes one as much as his dad, I think, Nick, don't you?
Oh, Buffer would die for one.
So Collingwood in front. Let's see if West Coast can respond. Kemp well played to centre half foot. Bathiris has been good. Came off the interchange. Lucuria a bit cocky.
You won't get round Kemp.
Kemp was very strong in the tackle.
For a little bloke, Kempy, he lays tackles and no one gets off him.
He was terrific there, and I reckon the runner might go out to Paul Lucuria and say, "Don't lay your eyes, son."
You can put the ball out and show it to him, but if your body's still going on the same plane, you're easy pickings. Got to say, it's a cruel game at league level, isn't it? We saw Andy Williams go for the spoil on Davis before, and he was a half second too slow to recover, and Davis punished him for it once he recovered quicker and gold.
Well, there might have been a dropping the ball and all of that. Gardner again, he's done so well early. Taylor fishes it out. Gardner, Cousins and Gardner combined brilliantly. Cousins makes sure he's pretty close to him. Jakovic couldn't get Loney. Well played, Loney. And then squeezes a 45, 50, 60 metre kick, it turned out. Williams hesitant, didn't go. When I say hesitant, wasn't sure it was his. Threw the ball away, free kick Collingwood. It's a mess up. They've made a mess of it.
He was hesitant, Williams, not because he was afraid of physical contact. He just didn't have the confidence to know whether he should go first for the football. And then again, Nick Davis just latches on, and in the end, he was able to force a free kick to come his way because he held an arm down.
Good team tackle, that too.
Kicked 3 10 days ago against Melbourne, Nick Davis, and probably his best performance of the year, but his last 4 or 5 weeks has been outstanding. He's right in front.
He kicked these in his sleep.
And this is reality television, Dermot, so he kicks it as well. So a couple of Davis. Collingwood have made a move here at the start of the second quarter.
It's a good start to the Magpies. I reckon Mick Malthouse would have been pretty angry at quarter time that his team didn't play as well as he wanted them to in that first quarter. A terrific effort by Nick Davis to hang on to Williams there and force the free kick. It's his 41st senior game, Nick Davis. He really is starting to believe that he belongs out there.
Match up not right for pressure. Sorry, Diver.
Yeah, Bruce, you made the mention before about Bathiris has done a great job. Embley's been taken off, and now Daniel Kerr's now playing with Bathiris.
That'll make it tougher on Jakovic too, being the sole target. He'll have to lead up both sides of the ground.
Collingwood have won both the centre clearances in this quarter. See what happens. Cousins will get it. So I reckon he's done it 4 or 5 times in this match. Kicks it inside the 50. Well played. Freeborn. Bathiris. Didn't panic, wasn't a great handball. Morrison had to hold his ground a little bit better than that. Steinfort, then he did well. Morrison, second crack on Clement. Clement manhandles him a bit, boundary throwers.
Philip Matera had to come up with Freeborn when he attacked the ball over the back. He didn't, and Collingwood cleared the ball to this half-back flank. But yeah, good desperation there.
Chad Morrison, terrific on the smother. Good signs by the Eagles. They're working hard.
So they've taken Matera off for that.
McKee worked Gardner under it. Cousins and Nick Davis. Nick Davis to Freeborn. Good spot up. Lucuria missed the first option because of the fumble, but he'll be all right to Lane. Collingwood streaming forward here. Leeds coming everywhere. Holland, I think, is the target, and got him. The little fella.
You called it, Bruce. You saw him lead from the forward pocket. He led straight up the middle of the field, but the umpires paid a free kick, and it looks like it'll go to Anthony. But Brodie Holland, he led with conviction up the middle corridor, and had it not been a free kick, well, it certainly would have been a mark to Holland.
Phil Matera on screen there, just come straight off the phone, and I reckon that ear would be red. Had he charged out with Freeborn, that ball could still be in the forward 50 for the West Coast Eagles.
Straight in front, Rocker. Collingwood right on top here. Ooh, it's a goal.
This is a shorter run-up. Definitely a shorter run-up used tonight by Anthony Rocker. Kemp off again at the 7.5-minute mark. Dean Kemp coming off.
And you can see the holding there. Carroll held Anthony Rocker. Anthony looked around to the umpire and said, how about the free kick? Holland, he probably would have kicked the goal anyway. Anthony Rocker's kicked 17 goals this year. That last one was very ugly.
Gee. Strange kick.
Yeah, just on Dean Kemp there, boys. He doesn't look well. Looks like concussed or so. We're just sitting out for a little while here.
He looks like he actually looks like he's got the flu. Doesn't look well at all, does he? Not physically hurt or knocked around. He just looks unwell.
Dr. Brereton sitting alongside of us, Wolsey.
That's a big speculation.
I'm going to have a check-up at half-time. I don't feel too good. Cousins, well done.
So you should at your age.
To Glass, thanks, Dipper. To Braun. Back to Cousins.
Good work.
Stacking up a lot of possessions and playing very good footy. And the kick to Embley between centre wing and half forward.
Now this kid plays good footy, Embley, when he goes bang crash. He's just a little bit easy on it at the moment.
And Cummings will be disappointed because there's a well-weighted kick to him.
He needs some stats against his name, Scotty Cummings.
Jones, well played. To Taylor. Can Taylor use it? Gets it towards Jakovic. Jakovic manhandles Richardson. Freeborn gets it to Davis. Davis having a terrific quarter. Kicks wide to Rocker. Big shove. Allowed to go on. Boundary throw in.
Well, he did all the hard work, Anthony. The kick of Davis set Anthony up because it was a 60-metre kick out of the defensive 50. He just used the body to push Carroll out. That was quite okay. Just relaxed when the easy part was there to be done.
That's so true, isn't it, Wolsey? The hard bit is getting rid of your man. The easy bit is catching the ball.
Yeah.
Lane.
Great
Steinford under the pump. Ball up.
That's a good tackle. Good wrap-up. Let's have a look at what happens here and see the way the Eagles orchestrate this without Kemp there now. Cousins is the danger man to clear it for the Eagles.
13 possessions for Cousins. Let's see if he gets involved here.
No one near the core of the pack, so if you get out, they can run.
Lucuria. Wide to Tarrant. Collick had just got hold of him a little bit. Tarrant working it, not panicking. Ball out of play.
It's not a bad match-up for him, Mickey Collicker. He's quick by foot and can jump and punch. Not a good kick.
There's the interchange. So no Peter Matera. Doubt about Dean Kemp. Chambers and Cox. There's not a lot of flexibility there.
No.
Cox there, Ruckman. Chambers talked to at quarter time. Gee, Ashley McIntosh at his top on Tarrant tonight would have been something to have a look at, wouldn't it?
Well, then you're looking at two super quick, tall players. Ben Cousins, 13 possessions already in this game, and onto his third opponent. He started on Dimatina, burnt him off, then he was on Lockyer for a short while, and in this second quarter on Carl Steinford.
I'd say Cummings would be coming off.
Thanks, Dipper. Jakovic's toe poke, okay. Nick Davis got it a bit on a string, but Williams did well to worry him out of it. McKee, good play. And the handball's effective to Richardson. Holland's away, keeps slow, wants a high tackle, good umpiring. He felt for a high tackle, Holland, and they got him. Ball up.
Could have even been a free kick against the Collingwood player. Well, Cummings off, Dermot, you called it. You just said not enough stats.
I think that's not a bad move at the moment for the Eagles, because all Scotty's doing is leading up the ground and making congestion at the kicking, at the drop of the ball. What they need to do is keep it more open, and hopefully Philip Matera can find space.
Williams, Gardner's gone forward for the Eagles. Oh, good mark, Mathias. Gee, what a quarter he's playing as well.
Terrific quarter. He's a brave player, very good overhead, not all that quick, but reads the play and puts his body on the line as he's done this quarter.
6 possessions for Mathias. Loney ran his full measure. Gee, Tarrant is quick, isn't he?
He ran 60 metres to take that ball. He ran from the inside 50 area to take that ball. Once you're behind him, you'll never catch him.
Tell you what, for a laid-back guy, he's pretty fit, isn't he? He's kicked a half forward. Malloy got rid of a couple, as is his way, and then Williams wants the line and he finds it.
Because Chambers come on before, boys, Wakeland now coming off, and you'll see Johnson now picking up Chambers.
Bit of pace there, thanks, Dipper. It's happened as we speak. Collingwood doing all the attacking. First quarter, lead changed hands 5 times. It was level 3 times. Not in this term. Collingwood leading by 14 points. Out to Clement. We know what a lovely kick he is. That's not great, but position's terrific.
He centred it, and that's something Collingwood have done in this game several times. They put it into that central corridor. No better place for the ball to go. They're predictable to each other, and it was just, in the end, a pretty easy mark taken by Carl Steinford.
2 of these recycled players we're talking about. Clement to Steinford.
Absolutely.
Right in front. Should go, and he does. Well, they've put their foot on the pedal, haven't they?
They have. James Clement is playing against Chad Morrison, and at that last bounce down the throw-in, what actually happened was Clement ran boundary side and got on the move, and Morrison peeled off him and ran to the back of the pack, the inside of the ground. Now that's fine to protect the attacking side of the pack, but not when you're in your own defensive half. You've got to stay with your man if you are actually the defender at that time.
Well, Ken Judd said don't drop off. It's happened. Collingwood have kicked 4 goals.
Yeah, Collingwood's foot skills and marking skills, 8 marks to 2 Collingwood's way in this second term.
Nick Davis loose across half-back for Collingwood and creates a loose band at the other end for the Eagles. Lucuria to centre-half forward. Glass. Well done to Colica. Colica looking for Kerr. Lockyer with him. Not a bad duel, that one. Free kick probably to Bathiris, who's hung on to. Lockyer's tackling's impressive. Lane all over the top of Taylor, boundary throw.
He's very clever there, Richie. Disguised that. He actually threw that over the line one-handed.
Well, that Magpie supporter, he's not happy at all.
Have a look at this one-handed throw by Richie Taylor.
Yeah.
He thinks
Bit of
he's playing
experience
rugby.
there. Bit of experience. Well done.
Well, that bloke in the crowd saw what you saw, Dermot. Give him a whistle.
And is that a good argument for boundary umpires being able to give free kicks? I hope not.
Yeah. I won't back you on that one, Wolsey.
Bruce, you mentioned the players that Collingwood have drafted this year, the seasoned players like Steinford, Clement, Shane Wakeland, Rintoul, Malloy. They've all got a bit of body size about them.
Yep.
And that'll help the Collingwood kids, the skinny kids, get through a long season.
The Lonings and Davises, etc. McKee, well done. Collingwood right on top here, playing some good footy. McKee, they're getting confident, aren't they? Gets it out wide to Lane. Well-weighted handball. Lucuria's a beautiful kick. Kicks from 50. Tarrant. Well done, Colica, to make the contest. Tarrant just toe poked it out wrong way, but he was just hoping to find someone. He might now. Steinford up high to full forward. Anthony Rocker caught underneath. Makes a good contest. Front of the pack. Nick Davis searching for it. Searching for it. He can't quite break clear ball up.
Just seen in this quarter, the Eagles' key backmen are just not, what's the best way to say, quality enough to go with Collingwood's forwards. They've just been put under pressure. Ken Judge, you can see the anguish on his face there.
Is there a temptation to put Djakovic down back now? You wonder, because the floodgates have just opened, haven't they? Rocker
Like that.
out of the air, goal.
Like that.
He wouldn't have done that to Djakovic in a ball up, would he, Rocker?
I agree. He'd be moved back the other way by Djakovic.
It's a hard call, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You're only going to win the game if you've got Djakovic forward. But do you put him back for a little bit just to stem the flow? Because the Collingwood team have got a very good run on here. and then hopefully move him back there somewhere in the third quarter.
I think Ken Judge has to stick with Djakovic up forward. Just give them a chance to kick 2 or 3 goals. If Djakovic goes back, it's more or less admitting, well, game's just about over, boys. Let's stop Collingwood from kicking a bag. And isn't that a sad-looking Peter material we just saw on screen?
5 goals in this quarter, Collingwood.
The fella in the ruck for the Magpies, Steve McKee, he's having a great quarter. He's had 6 handballs in this second term.
Well, Gardner had him early, didn't he? But not now. O'Brien, brilliant, out of the centre, and then sits it up. Rocker in the contest, makes a contest. Front spot, Collicker, can't get rid of it. Malloy, still Malloy. He's so confident with his strong body. Holland arches his back and drills it home. It's all happening now.
You know what is a big problem down back, besides the key backmen and their quality, in terms of raw quality, they have not got one player down back at the moment with clean hands, the Eagles. All of their backmen are fumbling the ball. Watch here, there's a spoil there. Sort of got the hands, couldn't get it to foot quick enough. Well, they don't get another purchase on it there, so there was only the one attempt, but they don't have a clear, concise thinker that can get it out of the area in a hurry. They don't have anyone who can get sure hands on it and give off a good disposal.
Brody Holland was a long way away from Malloy last year. One was in Brisbane and one was in Fremantle, but I reckon Holland loves playing around with Malloy. He creates some space for him, doesn't he?
It'd be good to play around Jared Malloy.
He certainly...
It gives you confidence, Malloy, because he just bash and crashes at the football, and what he doesn't take, he knocks blokes overs, and he just provides plenty of spill. And there's no doubt that the Nick Davises, the Hollands, these players would just love to be near him.
I reckon Davis especially. He's one of those lightly framed kids. He's got a little bit bigger this year, like the year before, but he's enjoying that syndrome.
Chambers coming onto the ground. We saw him being spoken to at quarter time. Empty front spot. Cousins still working hard. He's gone. It's a good tackle. He tried, Cousins. He tried to spin out of the tackle, didn't he?
I reckon the instruction to the Collingwood players would be every opportunity you get to put physical pressure on Cousins, go for it. And that's Cousins' opponent, direct opponent, Carl Steinford, taking the mark. He's had a pretty good second quarter.
Gee, Josh Wooden would want to go a little bit harder than that. I reckon Ken Judge would point the finger at him.
Into that centre corridor again.
Do you think Malloy's a favourite with this crowd? They roar every time he gets near them.
This is probably where he lets himself down, because his accuracy is pretty ordinary in front of goal, but by gee, he wins plenty of it.
13 goals, 17 going into this match tonight. He's kicked 1 tonight.
Look, I know you can always go to the referred option, but in a second I'll ask the guys downstairs, but that attack on the ball by Wooden is the reason why this ball is in corridor, shot on goal.
Big kick. Huge kick, won't make it, I don't think. Belted away. Holland at the foot of it. Still with Holland. Oh, didn't want to give a handball, that was for sure.
And Dipper, big news on the bench.
Djakovic off.
Yeah, Djakovic is off, as you mentioned there, Robert. He's on the phone now. Just talking to Judgy there.
Well, Judgy might be saying to him, look, you've done a terrific job up forward. The ball hasn't come your way. I'm going to have to put you in the back line.
Do you think it'll be that personal that he wouldn't do it by the runner?
Yeah, it's interesting. He's having a long chat. He hasn't. I don't think he's done anything wrong in this quarter. The ball just hasn't been near him.
Well, the game's getting away fast, isn't it? That's the problem. It's like they're in quicksand at the moment. They've got to do something in a hurry, or else it'll be all over. Gee, you were right with Josh Wooden before. I mean, Steinford took a mark amongst 4 Eagles, and it was Wooden's chance to take it.
Well, he should have just run in and totally and utterly legally just jumped up and knocked him over from the side, and maybe even marked it himself, but he never got to the contest.
Cousins playing a lone hand really now to
There he
Wooden.
goes. Redemption, son.
Well, not really.
Not much.
When it goes to Malloy, talk about bang, crash, left foot, Collicker and Tarrant. Well done, Collicker. Tarrant dangerous here. Turns him again, and he's holding the ball because he bounced it. Well played, Collingwood.
It was, because the kid's under real pressure. It's a stadium filled with Collingwood supporters, and he's on one of their better players. He's under the pump, Collicker. Did it well.
The size of that kid.
That's Cox.
Big
He's the substitute ruckman. We've gone 20 minutes in this second quarter, and the Eagles haven't scored.
203 centimetres, this kid. He's one big unit.
And Collingwood have kicked 6-1 in that time.
Well, that's how games won and lost, isn't it? Just in a 20-minute period, you don't score, the opposition kicks 6, and look, it could be even Stevens for the rest of the game, and I don't think it will. I think Collingwood will continue on.
Chambers has kicked a half-forward. Lockyer He's so purposeful about his football, Lockyer, and creative. Licuri, well, he loves to show the footy, but Thea's got it back.
Confident. 3 on 1.
Rocker outnumbered, and they got rid of him that time, and he's unhappy, Gasper.
So the problem with being 3 on 1 is the one bloke's got it now, but there's 2 blokes very, very close to the ball carrier, so there's nothing further afield. They're outnumbered elsewhere.
It was Carroll that took the mark, and he gets it back from Cox and then kicks it dreadfully.
And that's where the other numbers is.
Fraser to O'Brien to Loney. Well done. Back to Cox.
You've got to use it. Don't just bomb it. They've got to try to pinpoint someone here. Keep control. Keep composure. Don't just bomb it.
Embley has to work.
In good hands there.
I was going to say, Wolsey, in perfect hands to Cousins to Embley.
That's their best forward move of the quarter, and it's taken 21 minutes. Look, they're a young team. When you take Djakovic off the field, Peter Matera off the field, I think Kemp's off.
Yep.
What have we got? 600 games of experience, just stepped off the ground.
And ironically, Djakovic probably would have been on the end of that pass from Cousins had he still been out there. So here's Embley from outside 50. Just got to get the scoreboard going against the Eagles. It's not going to make it. He's pushed it a bit. Gardner. Oh, he did well, Gardner. He actually timed it better than anybody.
And Johnny Anea, the West Coast ex-player, of course, now the physio, has gone out to Wirrapunda, so I hope he's not hurt either.
Dipper, is there a problem with Djakovic? I mean,
No, there is, and he's absolutely furious being off the ground, Bruce.
Braun, terrific tackle by Johnson. Philip Matera senses a chance here. You've got Wapunda and also Philip Matera in the back against Philip Matera to Lockyer.
I thought he was going to sneak one then.
Well, we raised the question about Jarman last week, Wolsey and Dermot. I mean, Djakovic's sitting out right now. Give me an explanation.
I haven't got one. His first quarter was terrific. The ball didn't come to him. We said that they hadn't scored for 20-odd minutes. Can't work that out.
I reckon it's because he's 100 plus kilos and he's 29 years of age, and he probably needs a breather for a big second half.
Gee, that's a good effort by Jared Malloy. 2 efforts there. He brings the ball to ground. He's in the position from behind. He knocks it over the back, and then at ground level he thumps it on again.
Don't forget to log on tonight at the end of the game for the details of this match and the previews of tomorrow, i7sport.com.au. Last chasing boundary throw in.
I actually gave Djakovic an extra year by mistake. He's 28.
Well, he's a bit bemused by it all, I think. And Cummings alongside of him and Peter Matera, so 3 potential guns all sitting out for different reasons.
Eagles of Wirrapunda's pushed into the forward 50.
Nick Davis, who set this second quarter up. Leon Davis. Boy, how far? Tarrant takes a while, kicks a goal.
He ran too far.
No, he ran 40. You don't have to bounce it in 40 metres. I tell you what, though, his pace was electrifying. That kid is just waiting to take off.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah, 17.
So that's 30 metres.
Yeah, bit of leniency there.
Well, there's a bounce. Here we go.
9, 10, 11.
It's good to see, though, isn't it? A player back himself, draw the opposition, get the handball over to Chris Tarrant, and Tarrant, under a little bit of pressure, was able to get boot to ball and put it through. They have been red hot this quarter.
7 unanswered goals.
Well, they're a chance to take the ball out of the middle here, the Eagles. We've got O'Brien stepped out now, so they haven't got their A team in here at the moment, the Pies, but they're still going to win it.
Fraser to Leon Davis. It's had an impact, hasn't he? Kick to half forward. Good spoil. And Rocker holding them up. 7
goals in this quarter. For Mick Malthouse, it's just a terrific opportunity to put Leon Davis into the thick of the action.
Yep.
Now, if they were 3 goals behind or even 2 goals up, the kid would probably still be on the bench, but he can give him extra game time because the team's well in front.
Cox building clear. Well done, Malloy. He's having a good match. To Nick Davis. High ball to full forward. Tarrant works to the front. Colliker. He's competed well in every contest when it's come forward. Clement.
Interesting tonight. Tarrant's played full forward for the entire game, and that's something unusual because usually he plays out across half forward.
He rotates up, doesn't he? Let's have a look at the inside 50s. The West Coast had the wood on them by 1 in the first quarter, and that is the tail of the tape. Second quarter, 3-1 they've outnumbered them, 12-4.
A lot of space between this contest and the Collingwood goal.
Rocker. Cox really tight. Leon Davis again. Quick. Little handball coming out from Glass, a throw against him. Umpire was well placed. It was hard from where we were to see.
Well, he looks like he copped a hit there, Leon Davis. And there's not much of him. They want to protect him a bit until he fills out. And then once he fills out, you got the worry of will it detract from his pace, because that's his main asset. He hasn't really nutted out this caper yet, but I tell you what, he's exciting.
He is, and...
he's exciting, Wolsey, because he doesn't really know what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's right. He threw himself in there. Eagle player throws it out, so he wins a free kick. Good on him.
He's thinking to himself, what's this caper about? I'm not meant to be bashed up.
Copped one on the jaw there.
Yeah, might have been a knee.
But I tell you what, he won't give up that footy.
It's his 5th consecutive match this year, so he's just getting his roots into the team now, so to speak.
Early in the season, there was some talk that he was very homesick and wanted to go back to Perth, but I reckon playing here at Colonial, in front of a pro-Collingwood crowd, why would you want to go home?
Good crowd too, would be over 30,000. It's the perfect stadium for a match like this, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Good kick. Well, this is a rout now. All the good intentions of Ken Judge at quarter time
Don't drop off.
Bounced against him, haven't they?
It was work ethic, but look, you can have as much work ethic as you like. You've still got to get hands on the ball and put pressure on the opposition going in the other direction.
We talked about Collingwood's good kicking skills. Well, they've kicked eight goals, one behind this quarter, so they're very accurate.
Daniel Kerr and Leon Davis, that's the matchup. Kerr in his first season of footy, Davis in his second. Remember, West Coast led by a kick at quarter time. Ben Johnson, it's all happening in the centre square. Against them, O'Breed's kick, Malloy almost, then cleverly done. Misses, he wanted Rocker for a moment.
That was contemptuous. He was contemptuous then. He knew he was going to get tackled and he thought, so what, I'll just break it. That was totally contemptuous.
And you just wonder against the Bombers, he won't have that time, Malloy, to have that second effort, will he?
No.
That'll be the question mark on him at the end of the year, whether he could dominate in the big matches. Davis through from behind.
Too easy that, because Leon Davis just hits those boundary throw-ins at full pace. He's got momentum up, running towards his own goal. He just should have someone pressed against him. Have a look at this, ball hit to the front, and Davis coming through without any body contact on him at all. Just too easy.
Well, young Kerr fell right off him then.
Wapunda finds Colliger. Now he kicks to Chambers versus Lockyer. Taylor trying to read it at the back. Free kick is it to Chambers? Well, they want one of two things, West Coast. Either the siren to sound very loudly and very quickly, or they want a goal. Because they're in a big hole at the moment. And it's only taken 25 minutes to put them there.
Yeah, Collingwood have put up a flood here against them.
Cousins to Williams.
Well, look, yeah, the Pies have got a flood on here.
Nick Williams in trouble there, boys. Just grabbed his hamstring, I think.
You're right, Dibber. Nick Davis, it is. Yeah, he's in trouble. He's on the way out, I think, Nick Davis.
He's coming off.
Gardner, well done to Wood. Now he's got plenty of time here. Has he got enough space? He's loaded it up. It's a good kick. It's gone all the way. It's a goal. Collingwood flooding back. There's Braun in some trouble. He's had a lot of injury problems this year.
I reckon he's corked his thigh on the top of Michael Gardner's head. Let's have a look at the way that Wooden kicked this one.
Nice long kick, outside 50.
And Braun's also off for the Coasters. Looks like he's injured as well.
Djakovic on Dipper.
Have a look at the heavy defeats, West Coast. Last 3 times to Melbourne. The 2 biggest defeats of the season, Carlton and Essendon, and the 4th biggest defeat of the season, Hawthorn. Djakovic comes on.
Yes, and I'd love to know why he was taken off. Look, they've been hit hard with injury, not only tonight, but through the season. They've lost Reid, Sirakowski, Pryor, all with knee reconstructions.
Taylor read it well. Might get a second crack. He doesn't. Freeborn's kick out of the air to Johnson, to Lockyer. Up and down. Now, Cox gets back. Shielded. Malloy tried to get involved. Free kick, I think, to the Eagles against Malloy.
Well, this is one of the good things about Ken Judge's coaching. Like, he'll give this kid Cox a chance to, you know, find his feet. He'll probably look at this now and say, is the game actually gone? It probably is. But he's going to do some hard yards while he's got injuries. He's going to have kids like this and down back the other kids. He's going to try them out.
Patheris, huge second term. Floating kick, wide open spaces, big chance for Collingwood here. Fraser like a rover. Oh, he is a gem. It was Dean Riola of 2 weeks ago.
He knew what he was doing, and he got some terrific shepherd support from Chris Tarrant. That ball was going towards Tarrant. He put his body in the way of his opponent. You see the ball coming through here. Josh Fraser, he's been shepherded, and then he puts it on the side of the boot. The old boomerang kick for goal. He knew every step of the way what he was doing.
He's the modern day footballer, isn't he?
Well, look, he's in here for the centre bounce. He can kick goals. He can play on the wing. And he's smart. As much as anything, he's just a very smart player. And I reckon Mick Malthouse would be breathing a lot easier now than he was 30 minutes ago.
And Kenny Judge, doesn't that say it all? Have a look. He would be thinking, oh, again? Not again. Taylor's kick out of the centre and too easy. Patheris he's just mopping up, isn't he?
Well, he's actually stitched up Embley, and Embley is a big kid playing against an average size opponent, Patheris, and Patheris has outmarked him twice just by reading the ball.
Good kick too to Richardson. Richardson could go on. He's got going now. Probing kick. Holland away. Well, Punda did well. Belts away. Anthony Rocker with a bit of toe. Can he get it off? He does to Fraser. Little left footer clever again to Lucuria.
It really is training now.
And again into the centre corridor. Rupert Patheris has had 11 possessions in this second quarter. So he's the player. Every time West Coast have got it to their half-forward line, Patheris has been the one to send it back.
Look, I don't know if they're going to knock over that Carlton margin of 110 points tonight, but I reckon they'll give it a real run. It'll be easily their second biggest loss for the year.
Kicks this, it'll be a 10-goal quarter. Just misses.
119 points to Mr. Carlton, man.
Well, huge second quarter. A quarter that has defined the shape of the match, hasn't it? We thought the first was pretty good. They're going to just rise as one here, the Collingwood fans, and give them an ovation as they go off.
And maybe Dipper at half-time or Andy Market let us know how those injured Eagles are.
Well, we'll be back to tell you all about the first half right after this. Friday night footy at Colonial, a good crowd. They've loved that second quarter because 99% of them obviously are supporting Collingwood here. Against the Eagles, Gardner brilliant early. He won the tap. Steinford was praised by Robert Walls at half-time for his second quarter effort. Wooden missed it. Jones, haven't seen much of him. Taylor's been handy. Kicks to half-forward. Jakovic, eased out of it cleverly by Clement.
Poor kick.
And Clement's got the mark. Good spot up to lock you wide. He'll probably come back, he does, to Freeborn. Loves to run. Clement.
Tarrant out at half-forward, Bruce, and Malloy back in the goal square.
The kick is to Richardson. So Malloy in the square.
Here goes Tarrant.
High kick, too high. Colliger marks, plays on, in trouble. Got to Taylor. He's in trouble. High tackle, I thought, from Ben Johnson. No free.
Oh, hit
holding
that
the ball.
Johnny Harvey, you've got to give the free kick to Taylor.
He's paid it against him for, well, calling him a smart aleck, I reckon.
Mark to Fraser. Again, Ben Johnson's kick to Josh Fraser.
I reckon John Harvey's paid that based on the assumption, Richie Taylor, you were a smart aleck trying to take on those players, and I'm going to allow him to get away with tackling you high, get the ball out, too long.
Gee,
free kick against you. That was a really tough call.
That's a bit of licence an umpire's got if he does all that.
I reckon Dermot's right. I reckon he said, Taylor, you had a chance to get rid of the ball, even though you got hit round the shoulder with a forearm. Bad luck.
And he's given it to him as well. Taylor's given it to him there. See him come up on the screen? Yeah, no, not his best decision, Johnny.
Well, we saw Fraser kick a superb goal. Very different to this in the second quarter. We're right behind him. Kicks from about 48 metres. Beautiful kick. Great skills.
Split the middle.
Well, when a team is down and out, they don't need a terrible decision like that to go against them.
Well,
there's a real kick in the,
And let's have a look at it. Here's Richard Taylor. Takes on an opponent. Gets through the middle. I reckon Johnny made the right decision.
Well,
Actually, looking
it
back,
wasn't as bad the second time, was
no, it wasn't, but he did get caved in a bit.
it? Got a bit high late. You're taking it all back, boys, are you?
No, I won't. No.
Eagles forward line, they've got about 6 players in a row, so it gives them space out on the half-forward flanks if they get a quick break.
Nick Davis has made his way onto the bench here, boys. He's got his tracksuit on, so I think he'll be out for the rest of the night.
Brodie Holland, they're working on his back too, Dipper. So Collingwood have kicked 10 of the last 11 goals in this match since quarter time. O'Brien's been good. Malloy trying to half volley it. Courage by Taylor. Gee, just flattened in the process. O'Brien.
Well, that's one of the good things about Richie Taylor. He's seriously hurt.
He's in trouble.
He is a tough kid.
Malloy into his back.
Oh, he copped a knee right in the middle of the spine then.
And McKee this time. So Locker's beautiful kick.
They're about to bash him up on the scoreboard.
Well, Taylor must have thought.
Let's have a look at this. He just steamrolls him. Yeah. Oh, he's in a grimace before he hits the deck. He hits hard, Jared Malloy, doesn't he?
And the fellow with the ball, Big Steve McKee, I've been impressed with his game. This is only his second kick. He's had 8 hand passes and every one has hit the target. He's an improving player.
Straight in front. Careful kick a goal.
He saw Richie Taylor. I just watched him on the binoculars. He just walked past Jared Malloy and gave him a little nudge to the rib cage. And Malloy must have looked around and thought, Mozzie's a biting in here tonight. Didn't really do much, but he's a chipper little fella.
It's a beautiful kick by Locker, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's one of their better kicks. He's a very good kick, accurate shot for goal.
That's from the West Coast forward line back. Have you seen 2 easier goals to start a second half in a long time?
Very soft.
Just see the space out on the flanks. West Coast have got a line of players down the middle, so it gives them space out wide if they can get a quick clearance.
Collingwood nearly up to the century. McKee to Lucuria. Leon Davis running hard. Wapunda just searched for it. He didn't commit. Not sure if he could hear Leon coming or not, but his arms weren't fully stretched. Wooden. Collingwood they can taste a bit of raw meat here, can't they?
Well, the position that David Wurapunda was in is one of the worst positions you can be in on a football field. Ball coming over your head. You don't know what's coming from behind. You're anticipating getting crunched.
He expected contact, didn't he?
And if your confidence is down, as his is, and we saw him early in the game with a couple of rush kicks, well, in the end, you just don't go hard enough at the ball.
He is sore, and I think he's feeling sore too right now. Mentally as well as physically. Boundary throw.
And that's why our game is a very tough game, because you don't know when you're going to get hit.
No offside.
Compare it, say, to rugby, and that's a tough game. It's a brutal game, but at least you know where the hits are coming from in front of you.
I've got to say, I'm looking at Wupunda right now, and he is hobbling. If they've got only one on the bench, I reckon they've got 2 or 3 on the ground who are desperately in need of a bit of rest, and they can't take them off.
Well, we saw that bench, 3 not to come back. Good tackle, Taylor. Gee, the umpiring's not suiting Taylor in the second half.
I tell you what, if they had a fully watch him, just watch him.
He might just have to work his way through that, Dermot. He comes off too often, I reckon.
Clement from McKee to Leon Davis. Collingwood was pushed out of it. So the Eagles just try a high tackle there to Wapunda, surely.
Well, I'd gather by that last marking attempt that Leon is going to be purely a crumbing player. Although he did take a specky early in the year. And then he came up over the top of a pack.
Gee, this kid's developed. Have a look at the shoulders on him. I can remember him as a 15, 16-year-old playing for Victoria.
Gardner the target. Philip Matera just waiting for someone. It was a poor handball. Made Cousins work overtime. Philip Matera well done to Jakovic. And Jakovic on the left, just forced to go really wide. Cummings back to Jakovic. Jakovic to the pocket. He probably wants it to roll out. It won't. Malloy's work back. And Steinford got out of his road. And he kicks the ball well to Richardson. They're not, right now, they are completely uncompetitive. They've been uncompetitive for a few weeks, and at this moment, they're about as low as you can go, the poor Eagles. And I'm not being condescending. McKee,
No, it's a fair call.
to Fraser. Mrs. Clement.
That's the same as Wirrapunda. Expected contact there. Had to commit back harder.
O'Brien, Clement,
Up well, though.
Lockyer, good kick, good vision to the pocket to Lane.
Now he'll feign a pass off here unless it's definitely on. He wants a shot. He hasn't got a goal against his name today. He'd want a goal against there. He loves a shot at him.
I think you've read him very well, Dermot.
He does like a shot of goal, this young man.
9 goal scorers for Collingwood in this match.
He just said to the umpire 2, and that would mean, yeah, he's got 2 metres run up from where he is now. 1, 2, boom.
So from the pocket, good kick.
Well held. Get amongst the action if you can. And look, there's nothing wrong with being a little bit selfish sometimes if you, in your heart of hearts, believe you are going to put the major on the board.
With Buckley, Burns, Rintoul and maybe Adkins to come back, you want to make sure that they notice you out there, don't you?
That's a fair call.
Just talking about Nathan Buckley, how would he be feeling watching this, having played for Collingwood for so many years in losing sides, and the last couple of games they've played some of their best football for the last 6 or 7 years.
It's fair luxury when they get him back, isn't it?
But it's a strengthening Collingwood team to be able to perform without Nathan Buckley out there.
Yes.
There's a lot of symbolism about the fact they didn't rush him tonight, wasn't there?
A maturing football club.
Cox and McKee, terrible bounce. Steinford to O'Brien, to Batheris, to Lockyer. Rather Johnson, I should say. Ben Johnson. McKee with a bit of courage to get back and then gives it off beautifully. Steinford, Anthony Rocket doesn't get hold of it, but Leon Davis nearly. Wooden, back to Josh Fraser, kicks another one. How good is he?
21 kicks to 4. They're just not touching it, the Eagles.
Second check side goal for him.
They've only had 4 kicks, the Eagles, to the 9-minute mark.
I don't think I called a West Coast player from the moment the ball was bounced there to the moment that Fraser kicked the goal.
We'll get those stats up in a second. Jared Malloy coming off for a breather.
Just have a look at little Leon Davis get the soccer. Boom.
Yeah, good little toe poke, wasn't it?
And he's become a master at the check side kicks. Josh Fraser, that's the second one he's kicked tonight that way.
Does he have a left foot?
I'm sure he does, but...
be serious, can he? Is he skilled on the left-hand side?
Yeah, I think he is, Dermot, but he's just adept at doing that. Have a look at that. That is...
4 kicks for the Eagles.
That is amazing.
And we're just ticking up to the 10-minute mark.
13 of the last 14 goals Collingwood have kicked. Cousins misses a target. He was under pressure. Rocker. Carroll goes to ground. Chambers just searching. Collingwood just too fierce, too strong.
Not clean hands. That's what I'm saying. Back from the centre in the defensive half, the Eagles cannot find a player who just puts clean hands on the ball, picks it up off the ground and gives a handball and puts somebody into space so they can kick it. There's no clean handlers of the pill.
In the second quarter, the Eagles took 22 minutes to score. We're 10.5 minutes into the third term. They are yet to score in this quarter.
They haven't taken a mark in that 10.5 minutes, a mark of any description. Jones back to Cousins. Oh, he got a high tackle, I think. Yeah, he did. So the free kick paid. They're going to take a mark now. And Gardner got it from Cousins.
That's staggering. The 11-minute mark for the 5th kick. Well done. Well run, Chambers.
So that's their best forward movement for the quarter.
Bruce, that's their second mark inside their forward 50 for the night. Compare that to Collingwood, who've had a dozen because they've chipped the ball around, and marks in the third quarter 11-2. But to only have had 2 marks inside your forward 50 in 2.5 quarters of football, it just shows that their disposal into the forward line's down. Their forwards aren't moving and leading. It's a sad sight, actually.
Let's hope Chambers can kick a goal. Looks all right. It's coming back. He's got it. Well, he needed it. We saw Ken Judge's exchange with him at quarter time, and well, West Coast will take anything right now.
Yeah, Kenny Judge up there. Now he's marked that one, and here's the second mark for the quarter. So they're getting overrun. Scotty Cummings. In reality, Scotty Cummings will probably get 8 more opportunities in this second half where the ball is kicked to him on a lead. If he can win 2 or 3 of them, he'll have done all right.
17-8 to 7-4. We said it was a big night for Scott Cummings before the start of the game.
Yeah, he's a one kick and two handballs, Bruce. So yeah, he's been out of it. He'll probably only get another half a dozen, 8 opportunities with incoming balls. He's got to make the most of it.
Lockyer got it from Bathiris. Force very wide. Lane running hard. Oh, Leon Davis providing the shepherd.
Dermot, would you put Scott Cummings into the ruck and at least give him a chance to get into the action and get a few bumps and tackles and have someone jump into him and he jump into someone else, because it's just going down the drain at the moment.
There's Scotty. He's not doing anything except getting cold down there. I'd just say vacate your position and run up on the ball. It wouldn't hurt us to have more flood of numbers up in the middle of the ground, a few of the Eagles.
Fraser won it. Cousins, just not a good handball. Just put too much pressure on Kerr. Back to Chambers. So Chambers has lifted a bit. Oh, good bounce. Got it back. Hurries the kick. Matera, here's a go.
Go on.
Should kick his third. He got 2 in the first quarter. He'll stretch Freeborn. He's cheeky. That is cheeky. That's a goal.
Very good. Oh, Wolsey and I both applaud. That is fantastic. That is waving the red rag in the Bulls' face from very close range.
Well, good to see a player with some confidence. He took the mark, he played on, he had a couple of bounces. Now,
I thought the first bounce was cheeky.
If his confidence was down, he would have blazed away now. But I reckon he knows that Scotty Freeborn couldn't catch him. And he said, well, I'll go all the way. And big Scotty Cummings didn't move out of the goal square.
Glenn Freeborn, Scotty Freeborn. That's all right. Philip Matera versus Leon Davis, match race at 3/4 time.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you pay money to watch that one.
I'd put my money on Leon.
So they kicked a couple. Chambers has been involved. Cousins continues to get hold of it. 22 possessions. So the last 2 goals have gone to the Eagles. Kerr might get hold of it. The handball to Djakovic. Good give. We'll put her in the pocket. Straightens up. Hooks it back. They need a bounce. Cummings can't take a trick.
His hands are terrible at the moment. He's just not putting his body into the right position where he can mark the ball in front of his eyes.
95 goals 2 seasons ago in 1999. Yeah. 95 goals for the season.
And Mick Malthouse was coaching him at that time. So he can play. He can play.
Oh, seriously.
It's just the longevity at any club that's in doubt, isn't it? His best seasons are his first. Essendon, Port Adelaide, West Coast. Bathiris, back to Freeborn.
Well, look, obviously there has to be 18 blokes on the ground at any one time. 14 West Coast Eagles players in this quarter have not had a kick yet. Boy. So you've got 4 guys from the West Coast Eagles have actually had a kick this quarter. What are we at? We're about to tick over into the 15th minute.
Jeez,
that's damaging.
It is a damaging statistic. O'Brien, Lockyer to Clement. Comes back. And nowhere really to go, and then forced wide and high. Bathiris is in such good form. Cousins continuing to go as he did in the first quarter.
He's tried hard, Cousins, hasn't he?
Taylor to Cousins. Oh, trouble. Anthony Rocket brilliantly picked up. Leon Davis gets hold of it. They may rebound it here. Davis out wide. Josh Fraser might be on. Can Lane go to him? He chips it over the top. Steinford. Fraser's on his own. He'll go to him now. Got him. No, didn't. Well, it was courage there. Cut off. Terrific courage. Leon Davis in the pocket. Sprays it. Tarrant marks it. Wanted to play on glass, put him on the ground.
I reckon Leon Davis meant that kick.
50 metres is a 50-metre penalty.
I don't reckon Leon Davis blazed away. I really believe he spotted that kick.
Josh Wooden was the courageous one who went across the front of Josh Fraser.
And so he should have. He owed his team one, and that is fantastic to say. I reckon Ken Judge, knowing Ken pretty well, I reckon Ken would have said that to him at half-time, and he's redeemed himself.
Tarrant's third goal. 1 in each of the quarters for Tarrant. It's just been a really good, solid effort by Tarrant tonight, hasn't it?
Well, Chris Tarrant's incapable of having workman-like performances.
Let's have a look at Tarrant. He goes forward, he comes back, and then look at running. That is a skill for a forward to run backwards, Dermot, as you'd know, because it means you can keep your eye on the ball. Gee, do you reckon it was worth 50 metres?
He was going to go. He wanted to go, didn't he?
That is a skill for a forward to be able to run fast backwards, because it means that you can keep your eyes on the ball, and Tarrant's got it.
Do you reckon Leon Davis went for him, Dermot?
I reckon he did. I reckon he tried to spot him up.
You might be right.
Yeah, I'll give him the credit there.
Yep.
Cox doing the ruck work for the Eagles. Gardner's gone into their forward 50. Pretty big forward line now. Down the Eagles end, you've got Jakovic, Gardner and Scott Cummings on the goal line.
And they're huddling too. They're hoping that Cousins can get a break here from the middle, from this bounce down. They're hoping that if he wins it, he can sprint all the way to the forward 50 line. Had 24 possessions, Benny Cousins, and there's nobody between him and that pack of players in the Eagles forward line.
O'Brien taps it back. Kerr in heavy traffic. There's a wild handball. Bathiris, still Bathiris. See no pressure there. He was able to get up. Lockyer hardly wastes the ball. Mark taken by Fraser. 3 goals for Josh Fraser. Kick to Tarrant. Beautiful kick, wonderful hands, lovely setup.
Gee, their kicking skills have improved, and again down in the centre corridor, and the 5th mark taken by Chris Tarrant.
What do you reckon Fraser and Tarrant are worth to this club over the next decade?
Enormous amount.
That's what they're going to pin on, isn't it?
That's their future.
Yep.
Let's see if he can kick a 4th. He kicked a goal in each of the first 3 quarters. Hasn't really got it, and it's a behind.
He actually did all right there, Michael Colliker. Did as good as could be expected. Probably didn't get enough body on him right at the start. Protect the spine of the ground, which is essentially where he led up at the end.
Ken Judge has moved David Wirrapunda into the forward line. I like that.
Colliker, gee, poor kick. Tarrant, so he's having a shot for goal one moment and then marking it from the second kick off the kick in.
Has to go sideways or long to McKee to make the play.
McKee's at the back. Oh, he got up high. O'Brien, boundary throw. He's quick, O'Brien. He was off the mark. Just a reminder about our website, the i7sport.com.au, for all your footy information.
You can even book your tickets on that one for
there's
various games.
A couple of great Friday night matches coming up. Here at Colonial, the Bulldogs play the Bombers in a couple of weeks. Up and under. Oh, mark taken.
He's very good, Bathiris. He keeps his eyes on the ball. That's why he takes those marks. A lot of players are a little bit wary in that situation, not this fella.
Tarrant again.
Gee, we see that a lot, don't we? He's their go-to man inside the forward 50. And again, another Collingwood mark inside the forward 50 area. West Coast Eagles have only taken 2 in their forward 50. Collingwood have taken 14 marks inside their forward 50 tonight.
From the first quarter on, such an imbalance now. He's got a lot of tricks to his game, Chris Tarrant. It's 52 metres out. It's just fading, I think. It was a good kick. So he's kicked a couple of behinds after 3 consecutive goals. Daniel Kerr, just 18 years of age. He's the youngest player to have played this year. Jordan McMahon played at 17 for the Bulldogs and Kerr played at 17 for the Eagles. I reckon they're the only 2 17-year-olds to have played this year.
For some time, I'd imagine, too.
So Morrison's been quiet, hasn't he? Short.
He's one who has to stand up. He really needs to come good and find the ball in the middle of the ground as a key playmaker.
Wooden's kick out wide. Wirrapunda. So up in the forward line, as Woolsey told us. His kick over the top. Chambers just getting a bit of it in this quarter. Measures it towards Cummings. Can he kick a goal? Be terrific if he can. He has. Well done, Scotty.
Yeah, well done, Scotty Cummings. No goal's a bad goal, but the goal, the same result, the same 6 points, Wolsey, I'd like to see from him is on the lead. Forget about trying to feel for Wakeland behind him. Watch him feel back with the left arm and then tries to take a one-hander. The way I'd like to see him post 6 points is lead out, forget that Wakeland's behind him, jump, put that rump into Wakeland's face and mark the ball in his hands, kick a set shot goal.
He didn't have a reputation when he started at the Bombers. Kicked about 8 in his first
8
game.
on debut, yeah, against the Sydney Swans.
Well, he's puffing and blowing at the moment, Scotty. He hasn't had a lot of footy this year, so he's obviously not fully fit.
He kicked that goal out of a bag of tricks. He didn't kick it by a dominant mark on the end of a lead.
Taylor's kicked a full forward. Wirrapunda, second possession. Wakeland, Cummings onto him. Loney concedes.
Nothing wrong with that. You get possession. That's going to happen more and more in this modern age of footy. Peter Matera getting a bit more treatment up on that thigh area.
Well, shows some sensible play by Loney. No arrogance there. He didn't look at the scoreboard. He was conceded to do the right thing, the team thing.
And it's going to get more popular doing that too, because they're so efficient, teams now, taking the ball out of their kicking zone.
Well played, Presti Giacomo. Good mark, and then quickly on, and Tarrant with Lane and Tarrant. Still Tarrant. Did very well. Got it clear to Johnson. Long kick to full. Fraser's a chance. He was held on to, I felt, to behind.
Well, that's exactly what we're talking about. The Loney handball, from the time they kicked in from full back to this point now at the other end, West Coast have not touched the ball. So there's nothing wrong with looking for the points long when you're under a little bit of pressure and having the kick in yourself.
Back to a 10-goal game. Terrible kick in. Steinford marks.
Well, Richard Taylor doing the kicking in, Dermot, you know him better than anyone.
He's not all right.
He's not the player to kick him, is he? I guess because Wirrapunda's down the other end of the ground, that's not his go to be kicking in at fullback, because a lot of pressure on you there. He's gone for the short pass.
Oh, they've lost players.
Wirrapunda's done most of the kicking in. Well, he's down in the forward line at the moment.
Yeah, the thing is with Richie, better to him to make a mistake as an experienced player. You wouldn't want one of the kids to be shattered by that.
Steinford, gee, wobbly old kick too, but he's got a second goal.
He likes it.
Missed the last couple of weeks with an ankle injury, but he's highly valued as a run-with player. There's Taylor.
Yeah, Josh Wooden.
Gee, it's a bad kick, isn't it?
It's a terrible kick. And Josh Wooden, well, yeah, he probably knew he wasn't going to get there. As I say, you wouldn't want to throw the onus onto a young kid to kick in. If he did do that, which they're probably instructed to do that every second or third kick, it might shatter the kid. At least Richie's got the experience to work his way through it.
Robert Wiley and Ken Judge there. 66 points the margin. Collingwood's highest score this season is 23-15 against the Bulldogs on this ground.
This young fella, Dean Cox, in the ruck, he has a go. He'll be a player of the future.
Just got over the top there, Wolsey, of McKee. He's having a good night. And there he is again, Cox, forcing forward. Lockyer playing very well. Runner up to Buckley last year in the best and fairest. Gee, Glass was the flyer at the back. Taylor. Morrison. Do you remember when Cousins and Morrison were always in the same sentence?
Yep.
Cousins has gone forward and Chad's paddling at the moment.
Well, he does have a cool brain under pressure. He's a good thinker under pressure, and he was just able to find the boundary there. And there's the bloke who's the key to the Eagles. I have no doubt about that. He is one of the best players I've seen play the game, Dean Kemp, and he's just taken out the action tonight. Copped one in the head somewhere along the way.
Gasper. Out wide. Cousins. Well done. Lovely handball to Wirrapunda. Working hard forward to Gardner.
Good to see Wirrapunda continue on, because he had the miseries up there early in this quarter, and he's gone forward, got a few touches, and he's running quite okay at the moment.
You were right, he did have the loser's limp up as well, didn't he?
He did.
Good grab.
And he's come off too often in games, and he's better than that, and I'm sure that his coach is saying, well, you've just got to work through this.
Strong pair of hands there by Andy Williams, floating over the top of that pack then.
He can take a good mark, this young fella.
Can give it a bit of a ride by foot.
One of 6 West Coast players to have played in every game so far this year. Kicks right to the goal square, couple of big flyers. Embley, ball comes out. Chambers having a better quarter, runs out of play, boundary throw in.
Dipper down on the bench. I guess Ken Judge, his hands are tied because Peter Matera, Kemp, Braun, they just can't come back on.
Yeah, obviously, and of course you're a young fellow, a 7-year-old boy, Kerr. So, look, he's got these main players on the ground there, which is good. Was expected Cummings to come back on in the second quarter, but he's done well for himself in his third quarter. Cousins go for goal.
Goal, got it, Dipper. Well done, the captain.
Just go back down to you, Dipper.
Yes.
Just from the West Coast perspective, who's giving the voice to them? Who's acting in the senior role out there? Who's actually shouting across the ground?
Well, at the moment, it's very, very quiet. But in the first half, Kempy was absolutely, as a captain should, directing the play down here. But for Richard Taylor, I mean, he's always got his voice up. But besides that, they're just, trying to get the ball out, aren't they?
Yep. David Wirrapunda good in that bit of action there. He really did attack the footy and ended up getting a handball out to Cousins. 26
possessions, Cousins a goal. So back to 10 goals again, 19-11 to 10-5. The good thing for West Coast, they've got the scoreboard ticking over in this quarter. The thing they didn't do in the second. Philip Matera gets to about 45. Cummings, this is what you want him to do, Dermot. Take a mark there. It was a hard jump. Didn't get off the ground at all, did he? No. Djakovic, well done, Clement. He just shoved him away.
He
And
won't
got
like
to
that,
McKee.
Jacko. He will not like that.
This big fella's had 2 kicks and 13 handballs, McKee.
Free kick to Steinford.
He's angry, little Richie Taylor. He needs to settle a bit and try and give some leadership to the team. Where that? I tell you what, Emberley came off the centre square then, and he caved in one of his own players.
Here's Richardson from Clement. Goes to the pocket. Tarrant half volleyed it. Handball back inboard to Presti. Back to Lane. Tyson Lane. Leon Davis marks at 50.
Now who's on the mark for him? If it's somebody big and they clear out, he should take him on. He won't. He'll go for the pass here. Spot up.
To McKee in the pocket. Morrison went early. Ball still to be won. Back with Johnson. They're all over the top of him. Handball by Rocker comes out to Josh Fraser. Goes back to Tyson Lane. Probably have a shot from there.
Yeah, I reckon he'd have a shot.
And they're behind.
We used to call that, Dibber, the blinkers.
The blinkers. You got the blinkers on again, son. Look, on a positive note, I just think the matchup between Tanner and Colic has been terrific. Every time the ball goes down, you see the 2 guys really bodying each other, and the umpires have let that go tonight. It's been a good duel.
Wooden.
Oh, wet tooth.
Djakovic has to work hard here.
That's a good result.
That's been a good body contest too. Clement on Djakovic, and surprisingly, Clement's been able to outbody him
Well,
several
he's not
times.
small. He's not small, Clement, is he? He's a reasonable size about him.
Just handy to be able to put a bloke like that at centre half back on Djakovic.
190 centimetres, 6'3" in the old language, and 93 against the huge man Djakovic.
Fraser's free kick. Gee, Richard Taylor has he's lost the plot here. He knew it was a free kick, Fraser. When I say he knew it was obvious. He then handballed it back out of his way to Cox, and he's given up 50 metres, and Fraser can kick a 4th goal.
I know Richie personally when he was at Hawthorn. He's just angry. He's got angry tablets running through him at the moment. He's so disappointed with what's happening out on the ground.
Well, he's played 123 games, Dermot, and he's 27. He probably got to get on top of that.
And the fella with the football tends not to miss.
No, he's a beautiful kick. He's a beautiful footballer. He's stunning at times, this young man. 19 years of age. Had a huge reputation when he came as the #1 draft pick. And he's fulfilling all the promise. He's kicked 4 goals.
Oh, he's
3 of those goals in the 3rd quarter.
Giving Chad Morrison a little bit to go on with there. Bit of verbal. There's Richie Taylor on screen. Yeah, you're right, Bruce. He's got to get on top of that, but he probably looks at it at the moment where just depleted, inexperienced players, the kids have got to see me hurt emotionally as well, that what's happening is not acceptable. Just channeling it in the wrong way.
Well, that says it all. Taylor giving the 50 metres away, he knows.
Yeah, Peter German, who has a new role now on the bench, just took him aside for about 2 or 3 minutes, just had a stern word to him, but I think Richard does know what went on.
Yeah, look, he'd be hurting emotionally as well, so he's just channeling it the wrong way, I think, Dibber, but you can see the anguish on his face. Brave as they come.
Morrison.
Lack of confidence. He had time to bend over and pick that up.
Cousins again. Philip Matera back to Cousins. Back to Chambers. All good smother. Coming from Lane. Back to Chambers again. Gardner just worked underneath it. And a free kick, I think, to Collingwood. To Richardson.
I think it's almost time now to get Djakovic away from the forward line. He's just not touching it up there. Maybe put him down into defence just for a bit of stability. Even float him across the back line to just try and make sure that, well, the 20 goals scored against them now, West Coast Eagles, Collingwood 2012. Just try and make sure there's only 3 or 4 more for the rest of the game.
7-goal to 4 third term in Collingwood's favour. So the Eagles have had a crack, but they've just run out of players.
So Lockyer, lovely kick to Richardson. O'Brien was at the back of Richardson, didn't have it. Long kick, and Tarrant made the contest. Well, Punta got back and took an easy mark. So 7 goals to 4, as Woolsey said. Collingwood stretching its lead out to 67 points at three-quarter time after they led by 46 at half-time after they trailed at quarter time by 4 points.
The Eagles. Daylight's coming second for the Eagles. And then a few other players who might have had a scrap. Richie Taylor back on the ground.
Good to see that, and this is one area where they've at least broken even with Collingwood. It's the centre square bounce clearances.
2012 to 10-5. Cousins looked a bit disheartened at three-quarter time. He's given so much and for such little reward. Let's hope they can finish off strongly here. It's going to be a long trip home. They've had a few of them lately. We showed those stats with those defeats in Melbourne. 88 points, 80 points, and 119 their last 3. The Curia almost to Malloy too far. Leon Davis, they're on to him. It's not a very good handball coming out. Well played, Colliker. It's, as Dipper said earlier, his duel with Tarrant has been one of the highlights tonight. The kick from half-back for the Eagles, and the mark taken by Taylor.
Well, he's quite athletic, Michael Colliger. Little Richie Taylor with the ball now, half-back flank. Not much on offer, has to go short.
I know Ken Judge didn't have many options. It was good that he put Richard Taylor back to start this last term.
I was always going to. He's a favourite of Ken Judge's. He knows that everything he does, he'll do it with best intentions.
Williams' kick to centre-half forward. Embley's had a quiet night. Goes back to Williams. Oh, cut off there by Presti. Back to Presti. Oh, they'll like this, the Collingwood faithful, as he kicks towards Tarrant. Wasn't a great kick. Davis couldn't turn his man. He gets a free kick. I reckon he's lucky, but he got it. Malloy's in the goal square. Tarrant's on his own. Still on his own. Malloy, Tarrant front spot. Mark paid over the shoulder.
High over the shoulder. Play on, O'Brien's going to go.
Thanks to him, he's got it now.
I feel sorry for Mick Colliker there. He found the ball after that free kick to Leon Davis, and he knew that if he didn't, and Tarrant ran straight off, and he knew if he just gave a ragged throw back, Tarrant was going to just be spotted up straight away, and if he did it, it was a 50 metres. So he's caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Does he give away 50 so his man doesn't kick the goal?
He was a dead duck, wasn't he?
He was gone. I felt sorry for him then.
Anthony Rocker on the bench here, just enjoying a bit of a leg rub here and taking Lockyer. So
Anthony Rocker, 6 possessions to half-time. I wondered how many he might get for the match. He's currently on 10, so once again hasn't been dominant after half-time in a dominant team.
O'Brien to half-forward. Collingwood look like they mean business, don't they? Even with a couple of their top players on the bench. Good hands by Dimartina to Tarrant. That's a great kick, but it could go through.
He's marked it.
So marked by Leon.
Leon. He had eyes only for the footy. Good mark because he was running back with the flight of the football. But what about the kick of Tarrant's on the curve, 50 metres out, almost over the line?
I kept looking for it, and it was in this man's arms.
This kid is going to be showbiz footy, isn't he?
Well, it's his second goal.
He's almost put that through the camera lens.
Well, the good thing, they're not thinking about Adelaide next Saturday night at Footy Park. They're thinking about a huge win right now, aren't they?
They want to bury them. Let's have a look at him running back with the flight here. And well done by Tarrant, as you call Walls. He stands up for a little bit of pressure.
Off one step to kick the ball 50 metres. Very few players can do that.
Great mark.
And look, Wooden's taken his eyes off the ball again. That's what's allowed the door open. I suppose you've got that luxury as a forward. You can always watch the ball. As a backman, you've got to worry about ball, opponent.
Djakovic has had an interesting game. 8 possessions in the first quarter, then 1 in the second, then 3 in the third, and he's at centre-half forward for the 4th term.
Morrison, second time he's had to go off the ground. That one under more pressure.
Boys, I'll just give you an update on the benches. Dean Kemp, obviously concussion. It's his 4th time this year, and it looks really crook. Michael Braun, medial ligament, so he might be out for 6 or 8 weeks there. And Peter Matera, I just spoke to him before. He just can't believe he pulled a hamstring tonight.
Hamstring.
Yep.
Thanks, Dipper. Fraser, brilliant.
It's over.
Tarrant, Colliker, Tarrant and Colliker again. Malloy, that was interesting. Johnson tries to get hold of it. Taylor did well. Dimittina high tackle. Gee, not paid. Yes, the other, John Harvey. As Robert Walsh says, he doesn't miss a trick, and he picked that one up.
No, he's a good umpire, John Harvey.
Well, a bit high.
He's also my back manager.
Oh, is he?
Well, he's Andrew Dimittina.
I would have thought having you on, Branch, Wolsey, he'd be the one buttering up to you.
Oh, yeah.
So he's been on the interchange for a lot of the night, run with Tagger.
He struggled in the first quarter. He had the tough job on Ben Cousins, Andrew Dimittina, so this would make his night a lot sweeter.
Kicks from 50.
That's where he ran.
Michael Garner coming off, boys. The young Cox will be replacing him.
Did well early, Gardner, very well, but overwhelmed a bit in the end.
And just on Nick Davis too, just cramping his hamstrings, we mentioned before. He'll be okay for next week. Just precaution, he's off the ground.
If Dean Kemp's had 4 concussions this year, there must be real concern about whether he continues on.
243 games for Dean Kemp as well. Williams on the approach there. He's had a good
Cox has done his shoulder, boys.
Oh, he has too.
Cox has done his shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
Gee, they just cannot take a trick, this team.
He's just come on, as we mentioned, so...
Ooh. He's in a fair bit of pain, this young fella.
You just feel for this team. They haven't just been depleted, they've been decimated by injury.
Well, the only man to come on, obviously, is Gardner. The rest of the interchange bench is incapable at this point. So Cox might shrug this off here.
Let's see the kid. Which way?
Son, grit your teeth, good boy.
Yeah, it's compressed it a bit there on him.
So he contests here with
Puts
McKee.
the other one up.
Presti, to Lane, caught, holding the ball, I reckon. No.
Oh, umpire.
Dimittina back to McKee. He's able to get it forward. Collingwood takes a chance. Got an awful bounce. Holland versus Wapunda. Johnson, a chance. Coming back. Just missing.
Yeah, Benny Cousins still complaining to Harvey about what about the free kick. He put a good tackle on and got nothing. He's still having a go at him.
That's the first one of those decisions I've seen this year that hasn't been awarded to somebody who's run down a tackle from behind. Johnny, I'll give him a serve. There you go, Wolsey. It wasn't you.
So actually, Benny Cousins said, that's it, I'm withdrawing my money.
Well, again, Wirrapunda's kicked it out of bounds from the kick-in. Free kick to Collingwood.
Johnson to Malloy. Good mark.
Oh, 50-metre penalty, it has to be.
It's not going to be, I don't think, Wolsey.
Well, it was very, very late when that ball was swatted away. Might get a chance to have a look at it. But again, Collingwood centred the ball. How many times have we seen that? Well, just have a look. Jared Malloy takes the mark. I reckon that's a 50-metre penalty. What about Mick Malthouse last week? He was calling for an extended interchange bench, saying it should go from 4 to 6. Well, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that tonight, isn't there, with the Eagles?
Malloy's kicked his second. Got one in the first, one in the last. Well, we're getting close to 100 points, Dermot. I might have spoken too soon. They're on the way.
Yep. I thought it would be a 70-point margin at the start of that day before play started, but they were good and they had some fight in the first quarter. But once again, injuries to Kemp, Matera, Peter, that just took the sting out of them in the action zone in the middle.
And do you think, Dermot, we need to have an extended interchange?
No, I don't think we should. I think it should be 4 still, but I think our rookie list should be a lot bigger and we should have more flexibility about getting rookies into the list proper.
Jones has kicked from Cox's tap down. Chambers kicked a goal in the third. That's coming back. Not enough.
He moved pretty well there, Chambers.
He's had a better second half. He's lifted a bit.
Ryan Loney doing the kicking in. This kid is a lovely kicker to football.
He's going to go up the middle where Preston Giacomo is totally by himself.
It's a wonderful kick.
He's passed at 55 metres.
To Lane, and the responsibility for an 18-year-old to do the kicking in. And
He'd like it too.
He shoulders it beautifully, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Here's Malloy on a long lead out wide.
Let's see if they can take it from one end of the ground to the other. without the Eagles touching it. They've done that several times tonight from the kick-ins. They've taken it right down the length of the ground to score without the Eagles putting a hand on it.
It just speaks volumes for when you're within 10 metres of your own goals, just rushing one behind, doesn't it, to gain possession, and you get a smooth takeaway down the ground.
You know, we saw Loney kick in 55-metre pass. For the last 7 years, Collingwood have relied on Buckley to do that. He's had to run from one end of the ground to the other to get it. Well, now they've got so many options.
That's a better kick from Di Martino, but still a behind.
Better contact, but once again, not brave enough to run straight at the target. Ran to the right, and that's where the ball went.
There's the champion. 5 times best and fairest, Nathan Buckley. You'd think he'll be back for sure to play the Crows next week. The tip was tonight that he was probably around about where he was against the Swans a few weeks ago, where he just pulled up a bit short.
Yep.
Obviously, it's proven to be a good decision. Buckley gets an extra week's rest, and the Pies win without him. Win-win.
Wapunda out wide. And the Kangaroos don't have that luxury because they're going to rush Kerry back tomorrow, don't they? And try and get him into that game. Absolutely
vital match. How are the Hawks, Doom? Are they ready to go?
Been in the state for most of the week, Walls. He couldn't tell you. Totally unbiased.
153 to 66 here, so Collingwood.
They're stinging a bit.
Collingwood are at the same score as they kicked against the Bulldogs in round 3 as their best total for the year at 153. Taylor to Cousins. Williams, that's better. Chambers again. Inboard, okay. Embley, oh, that's embarrassing. He needs to get it back. He does. Has to hurry. Long kick, Freeborn. Marks. Comes wide to Lane. Oh, bad kick. Wapunda should kick a goal. He doesn't. He misses.
When it goes bad, it goes horribly bad.
He worked so hard too, didn't he, boys? I think he made about 60, 70 metres to get that ball, and he read it beautifully.
He opted for the little run out to the right. You watch this. He could kick a drop punt right there, but he opts to run closer to the centre and do a screw around the corner.
Again, a great spot up from full back as Presty gets involved to half forward. Malloy pushed out of it. Just a bit casual there, Malloy, to Glass.
He's got some talent, the kid Glass. I reckon he's going to be a fairly good player.
Morrison, Wapunda to Jones, been quiet. Cousins has been very good. Lovely kick to Cummings, got him. That is encouraging, isn't it?
Scotty Cummings, the thing I've disliked about his play tonight is when he's led out, he's actually reached back behind him and looked to touch his backman and mark the ball one-handed. That is at the 12.5-minute mark of the 4th quarter, the first time Scotty Cummings has led out definitively, jumped and marked the ball in 2 hands. It's taken us some time to get it, but that's what full forwards do. That's how you set up.
I reckon Mercury is also off. Well, it looks like a bit of a hamstring injury here as well.
I know Cummings is only about 40 metres out, but the Eagles haven't got a player on the goal line, just in case.
And he's kicked the goal. He's got 2 Cummings.
One snuck in out of the crowd there, was he?
Yeah, I lost him.
So a couple of second-half goals. It helps a bit for Cummings, personally. Probably needs another one, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, for a bloke who plays full forward who can't play in any other position, 3 is your bottom line. 4, and I mean even the champions, like Lloydie's only going at 1 goal a quarter this year, but you need that to justify a stay-at-home full forward type.
Collingwood, this is their biggest score ever against West Coast. Their previous biggest score, 20 goals, 9. In 1989, 36,589. That's a great crowd. I think Colonial is becoming a very friendly stadium for fans on cold Friday nights with the roof over the top. We would not have got that crowd to the MCG tonight. And it's just that this stadium suits this sort of game, whereas the MCG is great for the bigger matchups. Matera kept his eyes on it. Well played by Gasper to Kerr. Lovely little kick. That's better to Cummings.
Better again, was it?
Yeah, good play by the young Daniel Kerr too. He could have been excused for blazing away, but he just saw the lead and put it in his path. Well done.
I like Travis Gasper's hands as well. He knew he was going to get tackled. Quick grab, quick giveaway. As I say, second time now, Scotty Cummings needs 3 goals minimum per game. Very few stay-at-home full forward only type players left in the league, and if you are one of those who can't play anywhere else, you need a minimum of 3 a game.
Well, he's got it tonight. 3 for Cummings. Well, 3 goals a game gives you around about 60 for the years, 60 to 66.
That's
okay.
your bread line. That's your bread line where it says, well, I can't play another position and I'm justifying being here. You're not going to win games for your club being like that. If you kick 4 a game, 1 a quarter, 1 for every quarter you're on the ground, and that's what Matty Lloyd travels at, a bit better than that, because he's missed a couple this year. That's when you start winning games as a full forward.
Just on Scotty Cummins, boys, I reckon the first 2 goals they kicked, Philip Material's goals, were through Scotty Cummins, the way he was just,
bullocking and pushing, You'd like him to run up the ground and present and put 2 hands on the lead, though, most of the time, I reckon, Rob.
Yeah, little Phil Matera in at the centre bounce. That's good to see.
Morrison off the ground.
Does that a lot.
Williams. So, as they did in the 3rd quarter, the Eagles are finding a way now to tick it over. Embley, good umpire, because he got a legitimate handball away in the end. Leon Davis, some fancy footwork.
Give us a party trick.
To Clement.
He's going to follow it down here, Leon. He'll get it at the other end. You watch him keep running.
Gee, Clement's a nice kick.
It was a terrifically way to kick to Fraser, wasn't it?
Yeah, Djokovic this quarter hasn't touched the footy. He's just been so hot and cold.
Josh Fraser taking on Morrison, leaning back and going to full forward. And I've said it once tonight, how good is this 19-year-old Josh Fraser?
When he kicked that long ball to the goal square, there was a certain number 20 for Collingwood desperately trying to get in position to go for a screamer, and he just couldn't make it.
Well, Punda's kick. So Collingwood have had, this is their biggest score for the year at 23-16.
The thing that's outstanding about Josh Fraser is that all those years we've been watching footy, the ruckman takes so much longer to come on, and yet he's come on at 19. 18 possessions to Josh Fraser.
Well, that's it. He just gets a lot of the ball. There's plenty of ruckmen out there who only get 4 or 5 possessions a game. This kid's had 18 tonight.
Jones running hard. Clement tries to run him down, brings him down. Cousins, still with Cousins. The handball in board. Djokovic has to wait for it. Back to Cousins. Cousins about 48 metres out. Goes to the goal square. They've got the numbers, the Eagles. Free kick to Collingwood. Cummings, he's upset with a disappointing result for the Eagles because Shane Maitland was completely outnumbered. It's a give-me goal in the end, given up.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I was actually watching the ball come in and the bloke floating from the side a little bit more, but that's a disappointing result when they should have done better.
Loney, Richardson runs it to the line. Collingwood's biggest win ever is 59 points against the Eagles, so they look like breaking that. Last year they won 7 matches. The year before they won 4 matches. The year before that they won 7, Collingwood. They've got 10 games to go after tonight. They're sitting on 7.
I think Collingwood in the next 4 or 5 years will be in finals. They'll be a top 8 team. They are just growing. You can see it.
Morrison, mark taken by Richardson. Well, you'd have to fancy their chances of making the 8 this year.
Yep. And they're a pretty inexperienced team. Like the Eagles have got several 200-game players. Collingwood haven't, so they're just going to get better and better as they get more experience.
Jared Malloy with 130 games going into tonight, 131 actually going into tonight, is their most experienced player. They don't have one player out there tonight who's played 150.
Well, that's just all good stuff because they are growing together. They're coming through together as a team too. I can see them being a good team for quite a few years.
Malloy from Wakeland. Well, it's a big match next Saturday night with the Crows now with Collingwood. They've already been to Adelaide once and knocked off Port.
Well, we've got the flood now. There is only 2-3 West Coast Eagles players in their own side of the ground.
Gee, some of these ex-Docker players, you just think to yourself, why aren't they still at the Dockers? I mean, Clements, how valuable would he be right now in this sort of form?
Yeah, Callahan's another, playing pretty good football.
Collins kicked a couple tonight. It's a big list. Williams, well, good trap, and then got it again, and then has to toe poke towards Chambers. Well played, Kerr. He's a promising young kid. Matera, Spanwell, and then Leon Davis has got a real taste for it. Williams, Kerr's handball, terrific. Chambers is a runner, but he doesn't take Loney on. He goes back to Cousins. Cousins arches his back. Good looking kick off the bird. He's got it. Well done. What a match he's had.
Well done by Chambers too. He could have actually thought, I'll just throw it on the left boot here and get it forward and hopefully get some sort of goal, but he thought his way through it.
Young Chambers has been really good. Been very impressed with him. Good share of the football, but let's have a look at this again. Chambers has the football. He takes off. Good vision to know that Cousins is coming from behind. Gave it to him because he's the best player in the side. Cousins from just inside 50 kicked it. He's had a great night, Ben Cousins. Something like 32, 33 possessions. Hasn't given up at all. Well done.
Well, Kenny Judge, you heard Rob Wiley talk to Andrew Marr. The tip was to just try and ease them out this quarter, just match them, maybe pip them. They've both kicked 3 goals here, Collingwood and West Coast, so they're hanging in there in terms of achieving what Judge wanted. Taylor's kick, belted away by Richardson. Free kick to Brodie Holland.
He's been disciplined, Mark Richardson. He hasn't played a spectacular game at all, but he just does the right thing at the right time. When he's behind, big strong fist.
Hasn't he aged well as a footballer, Mark Richardson?
He's got better as he's got older. Like when he was 20, 21, 22, you thought, well, he probably won't go on, but good on him. He's hung in there. And here he is again.
This is Fraser. Beautiful kick. Oh.
And the fella who's marked the footy, if he decides to have a shot, he'll go close.
Lockyer doesn't decide to have the shot. Tries to pierce a ball towards Malloy. Terrific tackle by Collingwood. And then all over the top of them, Taylor, well done. Wapunda, clever kick. He was under the pump.
Fella who gave that good tackle there, Steve McKee, he's had a really good game. He's going back towards the goal square. He's pretty tired. He's done the bulk of the ruck work for the Magpies. He's had 4 kicks and 13 handballs. He's just worked really hard tonight, and he's an improving player. He's another one who is just going to develop and get better, and if he can share the ruck work with young Josh Fraser, number 25, they're going to be in good shape, the Pies.
Well, Buckley and Burns to come back in. Malloy gets it from Johnson. Not a good kick. Across the face, the bounce important now. Carroll shrugged a couple off and then belts out wide. Gets the half back. Taylor, Tyson Lane, well done. And then comes away. He's almost at 50. Wants a goal, I think. Goes, oh, Malloy from nowhere.
He came from behind like a steam train, and he's going to give it off because he's an unselfish player. I wish we could see that because he was about 3rd in line as that ball came into the goal square. He just willed himself to take the mark, and the fellow with the ball is very accurate at goal. Tarkin Lockyer. Let's have a look at Jared Malloy. Well, he just came through the middle of them, didn't he? 3 Eagles players in that goal square, and bang.
He's so much to like about this young man, Tarkin Lockyer. Highly skilled, thoughtful footballer. Lovely kick, as Wolsey said. Well, Malloy is... there's a lot of affection for Malloy within this team, isn't there?
And you can understand why, because he creates opportunities and he gives the ball off at every opportunity. He will share it, and you would just love to play alongside him.
Not strong enough there, Chambers. Really need to put more body on it. Good.
Well, 24-16 to 13-7. In the second and third quarters, Collingwood kicked 16-7 to 5-2. So the rest of the night's been reasonably even, but that's so often the case. We talked about Collingwood putting a space in them in 10 minutes in the second term. Prestige Yacomo's kick, Malloy continuing to play well late in the game. McKee looking for a topo. Brilliantly done, Malloy to Tyson Lane. He's got Fraser short. He's going to chip it to him now. Got him.
That was a clever kick. A very clever kick by Tyson Lane. He waited for the play to unfold and Josh Fraser to find himself in space. Had a kick straight away. It wasn't on. And he's peeled off and thought, he owes me one. And we'll put the blinkers on right now.
I think he might have a shot. They've had 12 goal kickers.
Let's have a look at Josh Fraser on the end of this one.
12 goal kickers tonight, the Magpies. And that's a good sign too, because you haven't got 2 or 3 players kicking the bulk of them, and they'll come off the ground tonight feeling really good, feeling really happy. They've shared it. They've had a big win in front of a good crowd here at Colonial. Challenging match coming up against the Crows next week. Gee, isn't footy great?
Josh Fraser plays a role with Collingwood where he's the forward ruckman, does the forward rucking duties, just forward of the centre half forward, a pseudo centre half forward. We wait on that shot from Tyson Lane. A drift to the right. 1 goal 3 for Tyson Lane. He's gone for a couple of impossible ones at the other end of the ground, the Lockett end this evening.
Do you reckon right now, does Mickey reflect on his days at West Coast at all when in the last few minutes when he knows the game's over, where they're at right now? Good mark to Fraser.
I'm sure he'd feel for blokes like Jakovic, Peter Matera and Kemp, who he shared premierships with.
Well, they're the three that have played in the premierships that are still in the team. Could Fraser go all the way here? He's 60 metres out. He's hooked it. Tarrant can't get a run at it. Oh, Malloy kicks a goal. Malloy kicks a goal. He nearly missed the footy, but he got it. He got it. He's kicked 3, Malloy.
Well, you go through a career sometimes, and good fortune, good luck, good reading of the play, no matter what you call it. Some blokes go through a career and never get a goal as easy as that.
Did you see Colliker and Tarrant? Colliker stopped Tarrant's run and then the ball bounced off his head, poor thing. Well, there's a forlorn group. Peter Matera, he must be wondering about his future, his immediate future with the Eagles. Can he get some footy in him this year? Braun, Dipper suggesting 6 to 8. Dean Kemp, well, there's even a bigger question mark right now about him.
82-point margin.
Biggest ever, biggest score ever, their biggest score for the year. It's been a night to remember for the Pies. You reckon if Burns and particularly Buckley stand up for the rest of the year, they've just got to be good by the end of this year, don't they? Collingwood?
Especially with Buckley coming back in. He's almost like a new luxury for them.
And Rintoul, let's not forget Rintoul, who played well early in the year.
Jakovic to Phil, Matera good. Oh, gee, had it 3-4 times, not paid. Cox pushing forward. Freeborn, Cox just couldn't get down. Freeborn's hands were good. Well played. Clement, beautiful spot up to Lane. Shane Wakeland.
For Fraser in the middle.
Shane and Darren Wakeland have played every game so far this year for their respective clubs, leaving the same. G. Malloy was clever there, the way he used his hands.
Shared it again.
To Johnson. Presty's in trouble. Got it away. Cut off. Davis. Oh, well played. Little soccer skills. Malloy, they can't tackle him.
Shared
Goes
it
back
again.
to Holland. Holland, chip. Tarrant, Lockyer. Lockyer the one. At the back, Colliker. Fraser. Gee, McKee, free kick, I reckon, McKee.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll handball it. He's handballed all night. It'd be a nice way to finish off his day by kicking another one.
Too high, the umpire's call was. What about Neon Leon in the centre of the ground? The ball went behind him and he horse-kicked it.
Ronaldo at his best.
There he is.
Well, McKee's had a terrific game. He's kicked a third-quarter goal.
There it is.
Oh, it's clever, isn't it?
This will suit his left foot.
Yeah, he's got the party tricks already.
He's kicked 2 goals, McKee. They've got 6 out of their ruckman. Fraser, at this stage of his career, is going to be a lot better player with McKee in the team too, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You want somebody to take the heat and just take the big, brutal centre square bounce down. Let's have a look at this one. There it is.
Nice little tap. Jared Malloy, though, again, just sharing the ball. He was involved in 2 contests. Both times he just knocked it out one occasion, handballed it the other time. Steve McKee's played a really good game, and he will help Josh Fraser develop. If Fraser was thrown to the Wolves and had to do all the ruck work, the kid would be worn out by the end of the year.
Ken Judge on screen with Rob Eiley.
It's the biggest score by any team this year. The Lions scored 171 points against the Dockers. Collingwood are at 173. Gee, climbing ropes at Phillip Island must be good for you. It's worked. Taylor. Philip Matera. Kerr. Still Kerr. Backs himself in. Kicks it low and misses. So the last 4 times that the West Coast have come to Melbourne, 88 points against the Bombers, 80 points against Hawthorn, 119 against Carlton, and right now they're on 87 points against Collingwood.
Tough times with that, isn't there?
You know Ken Judge better than anyone, Dermot.
The staggering thing is, Wolsey, that Ken Judge teams rarely lose by a lot until these away games, which, Bruce, you've just mentioned, this season.
Well, the three heaviest defeats of the year, if the siren sounded now, would be Hawthorn against Carlton, West Coast against Carlton, West Coast against Essendon, and West Coast against Collingwood. The three worst defeats by any club this year.
Really admire the way that Ben Cousins has worked his way throughout the game. He's just been tireless. This will be his 33rd possession.
Where does he get into the votes? Well, Dermot, you're going to tell us that later, but his team's been suffered a shellacking, but he's been their outstanding player.
I've already given them.
Okay.
Yeah, can't tell you.
Well, a third goal here would help his cause. From 50, it's not going to be a goal. It's dropping short. Big fly coming from the back. Ball forced out wide. The fly coming there from Embley. Bathiris, Loney and Clement. Clement's had a terrific match, and Lane runs it over. Well, Collingwood have got what they wanted out of this game. They were on 116% prior to this game. They're going to be into the 120s. West Coast percentage was 60.1. It was the worst in the comp coming in. It'll be in the high 50s, mid to high 50s. Djakovic, Cousins, could it be a third goal? I think so. That's a good match. So 14 goals, 8. Which is their highest score since round 4 against Fremantle. It's the biggest score they've kicked the Eagles since round 4.
Well, isn't it amazing? And they'll be beaten by such a margin. Collingwood do play an attractive brand of football. I've been very impressed with them this year. They play it on, they share it. They're pretty direct once they get to half-back and wings. They try to bring it into the middle corridor. Most unselfish team, off the ball too, with their shepherds and their blocks for each other.
So long last quarter, high-scoring game. He is.
He had stretched his opponent, McKee, then.
Taylor, Steinford over the top of Embley.
That'll do just about it.
Biggest win ever for Collingwood against West Coast. First time they've beaten them since 1994. Now, the good thing about that, the last time Collingwood made the finals was in that very season, 1994. I reckon they're on the way. They're on their way to a bit of September action for the first time in 7 seasons. 26-17 to 14 goals, 8. And the Big Dipper's on his way out there, and he's going to find Josh Fraser.
Yes, Bruce, I've got Josh with me right now, mate. 4 goals tonight, terrific win. Take that mouth guard, that's the boy.
Yeah, it was great. It was terrific. Obviously, we had a break last week and a good win against Melbourne. So to back it up, we're starting to show some good signs, but there's a long way to go, mate.
Some clever goals out there, mate. Banana kicking over those last 10 days. Is that what you've been practicing?
No, I've been trying to emulate Leon Davis on the training track, and it's starting to pay off out here. But as I said, it's a great team effort, and the boys will enjoy it.
What was said at half-time? Was you up against the Swans a couple of weeks ago? They were down there on the bench. You knew that Eagles had some injuries.
Yeah, well, not a lot said about the West Coast during the week. I mean, obviously we recognise them as still a quality side, although the ladder doesn't indicate that. But they're very dangerous, and they're going to get better. They're going through what we went through probably last year. So this is what they've got to look forward to. Good young blokes coming through, and they'll be all right.
Right, mate. Thanks for joining us, boys.
100% efficiency for Josh Fraser tonight. Yes, they did lose 9 in a row at this point last year, Collingwood. But what a win tonight over the Eagles.